We're here. What up?
Did you miss us?
What up, WZR Army? I'm Ryan Clark.
I'm Matt Boone. Oh, and the microphone's falling already.
It is Matt Boone. There's always issues. One of these days we're going to walk out here with a lantern. I'm going to hold a lantern, and we're going to have the lights go out.
We'll go like this.
We're here. Something like that. What's going on, fellas? How we doing in the chat room? Everybody listening live? It's another week. Another WZR radio. We're a little bit late here tonight.
Not WZR radio.
It's WZR TV Tuesday. We're a little bit late. It's you guys on the websites yesterday and today. It's been crazy busy.
It's been a busy week.
There's going to be a lot to do after we go off the air here tonight. We're both kind of
tired and grumpy.
I was going to say in a bad mood. It's just that's what happens when it gets busy. And, like me, I'm up until 2 o'clock last night, and I get up at 8 o'clock this morning. It seems like on Mondays and Tuesdays, I knock on your door to get you up, and then every other day, you knock on my door to get me up. So, I was up, again, at like 8 o'clock this morning, and, it's just been nonstop from the time we wake up until the time we go to bed, you know what I mean? So it's been pretty crazy. Then we get to, by the way, I usually do like a shitty show file type thing.
Yeah.
I got nothing this week. I just didn't have time to do it. No script.
Unlike Total Divas.
Oh, God. Total Divas. On Sunday night, we know that the show's scripted. I would say
parts of it is scripted.
I would say 70% is scripted.
Oh, you know what? You know Curb Your Enthusiasm?
Yeah.
They have an outline, but they get to say their own dialogue. It's almost like bullet points for promos. They say, well, we need to make this point in this scene. And I think that's all they do for Total Divas. Like, we need you guys to fight over the ring, and then they just make up their own dialogue as they go along.
There was one, what was it? We were talking about it, right? The Hurricane Rana.
That was completely bullshit. Yeah, it was supposed to be a shoot Hurricane Rana from Trinity to John, which is, I think, Ariane and Jimmy Uso. I forget the fake real
Jimmy
name.
Uso.
I know that one, but the Trinity and Ariane, Cameron, Naomi, all that stuff is confusing. But, they supposedly, they were obviously fighting, if you saw the show, about her not wearing the ring and this and that. And when it came time to have a match, obviously the match was Usos on one side of the ring and his girlfriend or fiance on the other side of the ring, just coincidentally. And then, coincidentally, in the match, they end up in the ring at the same time, even though men and female are. And they're supposed to automatically tag out. But she was so mad at him that she ran and did a Hurricane Rana, which she has to sell for, by the way.
Right.
As a shoot to vent her frustration, which just was completely.
And then
he even said,
after it was over, he said something like, "Why'd you do that?"
Yeah, while he's sitting on his ass, he was like, "What'd you do that for?" It was like, "Yeah, now what?" or something.
Yeah,
it was just so fucking.
It was so corny. But I would say. You see that on the laptop? What is that? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
There's bubbles on the laptop that are going left and right. But yeah, I would say, I said 70% earlier, but I don't know, maybe like 50-50 scripted and not scripted.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think damn near the whole thing is scripted in the sense that they tell them what they want and then they just say, like, so it's not scripted in the fact that they don't have lines to memorize, but they have plot points to memorize. Like, make sure to get this over in this scene, because I highly doubt that they would let that much out on camera. Knowing they're being filmed, they would reserve a lot of that, but I'm sure they say, no, let it all out, play with the cameras, and,
And I think when we get to, like, the Natalia stuff with Tyson Kidd.
The who?
Natalia.
That's New York.
Natalia.
He knows how to say it, but he really...
The Natalia stuff with Tyson Kidd next week, I think when they get to that, in the wedding, of course, there's going to be scripted moments here and there with it, but it's a real life wedding. You know what I mean? They really got married, so I think a lot of that's when there's going to be less scripted stuff. But you're still going to have storylines at the wedding, like, oh my God, look who showed up to the wedding. I don't like her.
You think they do have the actual wedding?
They have the wedding.
Jim Neidhart said that.
I think that's the season finale.
Okay, that makes sense.
I think so. I think that's what they're going to build up to, but. You're going to have, I know. What we're going to try to do, guys.
By the way, ask him, how does audio sound this week? Last week we found out after the fact that we were real hollow and muddy sounding, and hopefully we cleared it up. We tried doing some really, really quick tests as we turned the stream on. Okay, they say it's good, and we heard the same thing as last week, so we thought it wasn't very good. Hopefully you can hear it.
I mean, last week we went off, we went off the air, and then I went back and listened to the archive, and I said, did they hear that live? Is that how it sounded live? We tried to do a test, and we tried to, I know we've still got, the hollow sound a little bit, from before. I mean, at least it sounded like that.
This is what, right here is what I think. A-Train 01, he says, audio is okay, it was better 2 weeks ago, which is what we hear. When we play it, we hear the last week and right now wasn't good. Yeah.
So you can take his word.
Son of a bitch.
So it is hollow, but here's the deal. To be honest with you, we ran one test earlier this week and it didn't work out. We got frustrated once again, the same thing that happened the previous week. So this week, right before, like 10 minutes before we came on the air here tonight, me and Boone said that at some point this week, we're going to sit down, no matter how frustrated
we have to take a whole day, yeah.
We are going to take time to get it because, I mean, last week, we've got the,
I think we should try that during the commercial.
With the other microphone?
Yeah, it's worth a shot. If it's something quick we can do without doing a whole test.
We've got all the stuff. I mean, I've got a brand new mouse, which we needed. We've got the headset. We've got everything we need to be able to take live phone calls. It's just a way of piecing together where me and you will be able to hear the phone call. You and I will be able to hear the phone calls just fine. But the people on the live stream won't be able to hear what they're saying, and it just wouldn't make any sense to you guys listening. So we're trying to work everything out. Just give us some time, and we'll get to it. So tonight we're going to run down Monday Night Raw from last night. It was the Go Home show, the SummerSlam. I thought it was pretty good.
It was a decent show. They definitely got the top 2 matches really hyped up, and it was their last chance to do that. So I'm glad that they didn't. Although, I mean, we'll get into it more later, but like, for example, Biggie Langston and AJ Lee, they have a mixed tag match on the show.
Right.
Khali isn't even booked on the show yet. Him and Natalia, even though, I mean, we'll get into the referee botch later, but because that was, everybody's forgetting the fact that, wait a minute, Biggie Langston and AJ Lee did a job on the final Raw before SummerSlam as a mixed tag team.
And there was no Ziggler last night.
No Ziggler
at all.
Yeah.
And,
or at least not. Yeah. Very weird booking in that sense, but the top 2 matches, like I said, they really drove those home. So
and I loved. You know what? I mean, John Cena, to his credit, cut a great promo last night, but it was the same John Cena promo that we've seen over and over and over again about the fans. They can boo and cheer who they want.
And his appearance. And he always gets extra Ebonics-y sounding.
And he sounded a lot more...
He gets real when he starts talking about, you want to talk about my appearance? And I had the Pumas off the shelf.
He sounds like a black man.
He gets all...
sounds like a black man.
Ebonics, which is pretty... Probably a racial thing to say, Ebonics. But,
he sounds like a gangster.
Yeah, he gets very yo-ish and hip-hop-ish is the best way we'll say. He gets very hip-hop-ish when he talks about his appearance.
I mean, I shouldn't say he sounds like a black person. I mean, there are African-American people. I get
it. He sounds very ghetto.
There are African-American people out there that speak fine.
Very well educated, good vocabulary.
They don't talk like that, but like Boone said, the ghetto African American, they're the type that's seen it.
The ghetto anybody. I mean,
and like last night and the week before, when he's been cutting those promos, it's really he's taking it to a new level.
It's when he gets when he's defending his pride, his personal appearance. He gets real street with everybody. Like, okay, I got the cargo pants right. It sounds like Big Vito. I got the cargo pants right off the shelf.
He's got the Boston accent.
He's got the Boston accent. He's hip hop Cena when he gets going on the defense.
For the most part, I thought that promo was really well done. Daniel Bryan and John Cena. I mean,
a lot of emotion.
A lot of emotion, and we'll talk about it later when we run down Raw, but something at the end of that promo, and Boone brought it up to me, and when I was watching it live, I didn't say anything out loud, but when I'm watching it live, if you look at the facial expressions of John Cena after that promo was over,
and his whole demeanor,
something was said there, and it seemed like it was after the slap, where Cena slapped Daniel Bryan, and then Bryan refused to slap him back. And I'm sure that was part of the...
I'm sure that was... Because if he was going to get smacked, I'm sure he would know ahead of time, I'm going to smack you in the promo. Or vice versa, he's going to smack Bryan.
Right, but there was something there. Something was said that really, John Cena was kind of...
I really wish I would have went back and watched, because it could have even been... He started doing this to him at one point.
Yeah, and it could have been something like that.
Maybe he didn't clear that. Who knows? But something certainly... Sorry. I apologize. Something said, see, it's happening to you. Maybe that was it. It worked too. But no, it seemed like something certainly pissed him off at some point. Legitimately. Like, he went from playing pissed off to seeming like really pissed off. Like there was a little gleam in his eye where he seriously thought he seemed pissed.
I agree. And then what else? I didn't like the closing angle with Brock Lesnar and CM.
I missed a lot of that.
Wasn't a big fan of that. You were in there working.
Probably did like as a cameraman or something, and then
Paul Heyman basically said there was supposed to be a setup. You guys know there was supposed to be a street fight, right, between Paul Heyman and CM Punk. Paul Heyman came out and said, if you want to be in a street fight with me, and they did a backstage segment earlier in the show.
He started saying maybe I made a bad exactly. And then when he said you can either be a smart coward and stay back there, or you could be a dumb hero and come out here and get your ass whooped.
Right.
And then apparently they were trying to set a trap for him all along since last week, challenged him to a one-on-one fight, knowing all along he's going to have Brock there with him. And Punk outsmarted them by already being out there and waiting for them to waiting for the right moment to strike.
Right. And then they, actually, back to we forgot one thing. Back to the. How many shirts? You know what? Here's the deal. And I even asked.
You just brought it up right before we were on
asked Boone right before we came on air here tonight. I said I've got the blue underneath, right? I can show you. I've got the blue. It's just a plain blue T-shirt underneath.
I think it's with the collar.
But
the color.
Right. It's got the black and blue. Oh yeah.
I've got
the color's got the.
Jesus. But I like it. He says it's hot out here, but he's wearing 18 shirts and sweatpants and a hat.
I asked him and I said. Black and blue, but we didn't have time. It's been so busy.
Let me address one more chat thing before we get going. Rygal, I don't have a death wish, so I won't be taking the man's head off. And I used to have the same issues. I need a haircut really bad. I used to wear a hat, so I didn't have to worry about the hair. And then if anybody touched my hat, I'd kill him. So I respect the fact that
I do need a new hat because every time I watch the archive, it's faded down, right? Because I sweat, man. When we walk, we've been walking, by the way.
Right, I can't kick his ass in 2 seconds, but I don't want to fight on the middle of a show. We're trying to do a performance here.
This guy, by the way, we do have a call.
That's right, we got wheels.
Yeah, so we can get to the post office with guys in here every week. What's Anthony? He sent money for a T-shirt a long time ago, and I haven't been able to get to the post office. So we do have a car now, and
exactly Winter's Lair.
Yeah, guys, one day. And the
other thing, real quick, since you're still in between points, when is the fantasy? When do we start doing the draft and all that?
Well, the draft's going to be coming up soon, right?
Thanks, great. I haven't heard anything.
Shoot me an email because I got, I'm going to be in that other, 15 days from now, so it's about a Wednesday. That works out perfect. Wednesday night.
Cigarette count to 2, by the way. I guess they're keeping track.
I'm trying to quit smoking, so you may see me. I got some water in here.
Water myself. I forgot I can go to water. I'm drifting everywhere.
I made some ice yesterday. You got to have ice in the water. I got to have it. But yeah, we're gonna get your T-shirt out, Anthony Remy. And by the way, if you want one of those beautiful,
they're gorgeous, aren't they?
Our Army T-shirt
right behind us here,
right here. You've got the WZR logo on the front, right? Got the headset. Although we need a TV now, you know what I mean? Right here, you won't believe this shit. Hosted by Ryan Clark and Matt Boone at WZROnline.com every Tuesday night.
And we can never change the schedule because we can't. You put it right on the shirt.
Because T-shirts are going to be fucked if you ever did that. But
by the way, one of them walking advertisements. Speaking of advertisements,
there was WZR Army Son was in the house last
night. The soldiers were representing in Sacktown. Much love.
His name was Peter Fournier.
Oh, you got the details.
I don't know if he's a listener of WZR Radio. I'm sure he is.
I mean, why else would he? Yeah.
If he's part of the Army, but there was in the top left-hand corner, right?
If you're coming down the aisle, it would be the left side.
Left side.
If you're going up the aisle, it would be the right side.
He was on the hard camera. Yep. It was a black and white sign. I don't know how many of you guys caught it. I put it up on Facebook last night.
Oh, you have a picture?
No, I asked for a screenshot, but nobody was able to give me one. I'm sure if somebody can go Kibo, or if they Kibo Raw, they can go back and get a screenshot and send it to us if you have one, and we'll put it up on the website.
That's what I had said. Even if we don't get a screenshot of the actual TV program, if you're there in the arena and you're going to bring a sign, everybody's got phones and their cameras on their phone. Take a picture in the arena, hold the sign, and send it to us. We'll put it up.
And by the way, I mean, if you want one of these beautiful T-shirts, you can always go to Monday Night Raw, wear your T-shirt, WWE SmackDown, wear your T-shirt there, wherever. Go to an indie event, a Ring of Honor.
Come out and they get
there. You can shoot me an email, webmaster@prowrestlingspeaks.com.
There you go.
They are $20 for you American viewers. listeners, watchers, and $25 for you people in the United Kingdom. The only reason it's a little bit more expensive, you guys know,
because we hate Brits.
It costs a lot of money to send merchandise out to the United Kingdom. So.
Also, while we're babbling bullshit here in the beginning, let me throw a shout out to Mr. Michael Shalik, SCScoops.com, 24wrestling.com, new design. I think he's giving us some promotional love this week. If he's not, I take back the shout out. I'm just playing. But much love to Mr. Shalik. Great boss. Great guy to work for.
Live chat room, lots and lots of people in there, as always. WZROnline.com /chat, WZROnline.com/chat. There are lots and lots of people in there, as always, tonight. Lots of people coming in tonight.
Yeah. Get on in there.
Gotta be here at 8 o'clock. What are you late for?
Hey, man.
What are you doing?
Get your butt in there.
So this is what we're gonna do, man. We are gonna talk Monday Night Raw from last night. They were in Sacramento. The name of that arena, the Steel. Was it the Steel? It was a weird name. Sleep Train.
Something like arena. Something Train Arena.
Something weird.
It's an S word than Train Arena.
And speaking of Raw being in Sacramento, you know what that means when they tape TV.
It's going to be a late night.
It's going to be a real late night. When they are out on the West Coast, they tape Raw in Sacramento. When they tape SmackDown in San Jose.
They're
in San Jose, California tonight, which means for you guys on the East Coast, it's going to be a 3-hour delay. WWE SmackDown normally ends on the East Coast at about 10:30, so you're talking about 1:30 a.m. if you guys are planning on staying up late for the SmackDown story. We do have a correspondent. I have somebody that's going to be emailing later tonight, so we do have somebody there. And if you want to stay up late, if you're on the East Coast, 1:30, about somewhere around that. About 1:30 a.m. Eastern time tonight. By the way, when we go off the air here tonight, I'm going to try to work on my
games right above our heads too.
I know. It's good shit. Doesn't work.
If I brought my fans are bad.
Fans are real bad. So I didn't edit any of this stuff, but the normal stuff that we normally have in here, like you said, we're going to work on the production issues. I promise you guys, we made a promise to get all the equipment. We got it. I'm making a promise that at some point this week we are going to run down. I just showed you.
What is it?
I'm not sure what that is, to be honest.
It says show Boone ASAP.
No, I mean, all this stuff has been in there for years, you know? Yeah, it really is. But yeah, so we're going to be working on production. We're going to try to get some better, we'll be able to take the live phone calls. I mean, it's basically a trial and error. I mean, we could have taken a month off and worked on the video feed and worked on the audio and everything else. But then you guys are without WZR TV for a month, then people are going to bitch and moan.
They're going to miss this pretty face. We can't have that. No, I haven't. And that's pretty face.
So anyway, we're going to work on it over the course of the next week. Ring of Honor, Manhattan Mayhem coming up this Saturday night in New York City. We are not going to be down there. Just not enough people around. Frank's out of town. I think a couple of you guys in the chat room are out of town too. So we're going to work on it. Ring of Honor is going to be coming back. I got the return date is already announced.
When are they going?
ROH Final Battle is in New York City every single year. It is December 14th, which is a Saturday, right before Christmas. Yeah. So take you down to Times Square around Christmas. Who's never been to New York City, right in the heart of Times Square? If you're in the United States or even overseas, I mean, that's one of the places, like, if you come, like, if us Americans were to go over to the United Kingdom, you guys have your hot spots, right? Where you've got to visit Disneyland in America, and you've got to visit Times Square in New York City.
Statue of Liberty,
and everything else. I mean, you guys overseas have that too, the London Tower, whatever it is. It's one of the places that if you're ever over here, you've got to go to.
Is there a London Tower?
There's
London Bridge is falling
down. London Bridge, and then there's a big tower over there. What's it called? So we've got a lot of Brits that would know what I'm talking about, right? What are the hot spots or the towers of London? Right. I mean, those are the spots that people are going to want to go and see as a tourist. You know what I mean? So we're going to be down there December 14th for ROH Final Battle. And normally Final Battle, it's ROH's big last show of the year.
Their final battle.
And they make it a big one, and it's always in New York City. So we're going to be down there for that. So December 14th will be in New York City. Not this time, though. We won't be there. We got a big weekend coming up. There's UFC on Saturday night. UFC
Hopefully.
on Fox 1, right?
Fox Sports 1.
Fox. What did I say?
Fox 1.
Fox 1. Right. Is there a Fox Sports? Or Fox 1 too?
There's a Fox Sports 2 as well, yeah. And they'll be doing the prelims there and the main card. Not this week.
You know that bad? I don't think it's that bad.
It's brutal, man. But I'm hoping can they watch this in HD? They're gonna see sweat dripping down my face.
No. You'll be fine. I don't see sweat. You're fine.
I'm sweating.
No, it's bad at all, man. Look like the same old boom.
No, I'm joking. I'm sweating.
Look like the same old boom. So get to our live chat one more time. WZROnline.com. /chat. WZROnline.com/chat. The official website is WZR Radio, WZROnline.com. Actually, before I go on, it seems like we're having some problems, right, with WZROnline.com, where some of the news posts are not showing up. Like, it goes back to August 8th. I tried to clear things up today. It looks like a cache issue. I don't know if a lot of you guys are having that. Let me know in the chat room. But everything looks fine on my end. I see all the new posts and the galleries and everything else. But if there is a problem, let me know, because I didn't hear about it. I mean, people are saying that the last news post was like August 8th, and that's about a week ago. You know what I mean? So let me know if there's a problem on the website, and we'll work on getting it fixed. But I did try something before we came on air here tonight. So WZROnline.com, the official website of WZR Radio. We're also on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube as well. Facebook.com/WZRArmy. YouTube.com/WZRArchive and Twitter.com/WZR dot, spell out the dot, DOT, and then the com. You can get all the social media links for the WZR Army at WZROnline.com. Check it out. So let's get into it, man. We're going to do rapid fire in hour number 2. Can't take a live phone calls just yet, but we'll make it up with rapid fire. We'll stick around and do a bunch.
Yeah, we don't have to rush off the air for spoilers this week. So.
Exactly. What are we about? Half an hour? Not that.
Wow. Well, we started a few minutes late.
So last night, man.
By the way, we did watch Impact again.
We watched Impact.
Watched it 2 weeks in a row.
Let them know.
It was very good show this week, guys. I know there's a lot of TNA haters out there, and everybody thinks he's a TNA Clark Mark, but not true, man. TNA was a very good show. At least compared to the previous week, because the previous week I thought it was terrible. It was even with the August 1 thing. And are we running down Impact? Because I'll just briefly say the Tito follow-up.
We'll talk about it.
Okay. Yeah, the Tito follow-up left a lot to be desired, to say the least. He doesn't seem like he's going to be a very natural character.
Not on the microphone.
No, he seems very, he doesn't seem natural, and he never does. He's the kind of guy that tries to use words that he doesn't understand, and he tries to,
You brought that up, though, with his promos, where he's always been that type of guy.
He's always been that way, right? He thinks he's smart, but I mean, I think he's a good fighter, but not really a good fighter. He can beat my ass in 2 seconds.
I mean, as far as business, he's got the punishment athletics, which is really taken off.
Yeah.
You know, but he's got a management team behind that.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So
he's got the whole punishment company, yeah.
Bully Ray, promos.
Bully Ray. It was the Bully Ray show, for all intents and purposes. He had like 3 or 4 times where he's lengthy interviews and backstage speaking roles. But he's challenging. He's going to win his title back probably this Thursday. They postponed the 5-on-5 until next week. A lot of people assumed that was because of the Kurt Angle rehab situation. Like, okay, they'll bump it up a week so that Kurt Angle could be in the match. But TNA for next week is being taped this week, so no Angle either way.
Well, you know what they're going to do? I mean, on the first show,
they're going to,
on the live show coming up on Thursday night, they're obviously going to run some sort of an angle where, no pun intended, but they're going to run, an angle, a storyline where they're going to take Kurt out of the match. And then the second taping, I mean, the first one will be live on Thursday night. At the second one for next week, they'll wind up removing him from the match, or somebody will be attacked. They'll do something. They'll even make it a 5-on-5 with somebody replacing Kurt, or a 4-on-4, something like that.
Yeah.
But something will be done on
Thursday. Or a 5-on-4 handicap, because the main event mafia are the good guys. So having them with the odds against them builds the heat in the match right from the get-go.
Just didn't make sense. If you were going to do that, why even postpone it a week? Well, I guess they've got a week to explain it.
Build it up even more.
But they could have just done it early in the show. You come on live on Thursday night, and the first thing you do is explain that and then you do the main event later on.
But then it would almost be false advertising. Everybody tunes in for something that's not going to happen.
There's a cage match advertised. There's a tornado, knockouts match. There's it's hardcore justice. You've got a tables match announced. You've got all this
knockouts, tornado match, ladder match. There's a lot of good shit. It's going to be a good.
It's going to be a
good show as far as matches. Do they do a regular Impact in terms of backstage? Says it all matches like pay-per-view?
No, it's they do the backstage.
Did you watch the Destination? That's the only one they've done since they've cut back to 4.
They do. It's just like a normal Impact, but you've got your Fiend. It's a Fiend type show.
It's a pay-per-view on TV. It's Clash of the Champions for TNA.
It's exactly what it is. It's pay-per-view on TV, but even at pay-per-views, they do the backstage segments and storylines and the promos and everything else. But you're just going to get gimmick matches, like I talked about earlier. Tables match, cage match, tornado knockouts, tag team match, stuff like that.
There's a lot of side matches,
right? So it'll be a good one coming up. One other thing I want to address. By the way, Friday's my birthday.
I keep confusing Friday or Saturday, so.
I got Friday coming up. I won't see you guys. Happy birthday, huh?
It's below. God damn it.
Not a single happy birthday. I'm not going to see these guys until next Tuesday night. I don't get a single happy birthday out of the chat room. See that shit?
I mean, it's coming, I'm assuming, but there you go.
Unbelievable.
Ron Jeet.
There's Ron Jeet.
Ron Jeet. Mr. Prediction Specialist.
I'm getting old, man.
He said happy 37th birthday, Ryan.
I'm pretty
close
to that. I got to be honest with you, man. You know what? It takes me a minute now. When somebody asks, how old are you? Let's see. And I got to go back. Well, I was born in 80, so that makes me 33 coming up on Friday.
30. You were born in 80?
Born in 80.
I was born in 84. I'm 28. Yeah, I always think 30 all of a sudden already, but not yet.
I'm getting up there.
30. You've already passed the 30 mark. The 33.
I'm way above the 30.
Did 30? Did hitting 30 mean anything? Did you feel like, oh shit, I'm in my 30s?
It really, I mean, everybody talks about it like you hit 40 and you hit 50 and it's a milestone, you know what I mean? But I'm 33, man. I'll be 33. Thanks for the happy birthday wishes, by the way. And then one other thing I want to talk about. Listen, goes back to last Tuesday night, right? Earlier in the day, Rebby Sky. Okay, Rebby Sky. We talked about it last week, and after the show went off the air, pretty much right after we got out of here, I had said, we're just going to drop it and we're going to let it go. I got out of here, I went back to the computer, and there were a barrage of Twitter messages from Rebby Sky.
And it wasn't a mirage either. It was real life.
It was some pretty nasty shit that she had said. So this thing, and listen, I never expected to get barrage.
I was trying to think of words that rhyme with barrage. That's mirage,
stuff like that. This thing, it went until, I don't think I stopped tweeting until about 3 a.m. And this thing escalated to the point where she had called me every name in the book, and I responded with, you're a bitch, you're nobody.
Did you call her a hoe bag like Karma? Or?
I called her a lot of things, and she called me a lot of things, and it turned into, when I got up the next morning, and I drank a couple of beers, but when I got up the next morning, I said, you know what? It was kind of childish on both of our ends, and it was kind of to the point where people continued the entire next day, and anything that had Rebby Sky in it, I didn't respond to any of the tweets from them.
I'd like to get a Rebby Sky at both ends.
I basically tried to let it go because it turned into more of a childish thing, a rant on Twitter. And basically, I simply asked her, I said, hey, listen, instead of the social media bullshit where we're going back and forth, why don't, you call me or I'll call you. And I said, why don't we put it live? All the Twitter fans are listening or they're watching this unfold right now. So if you are, I'm not trying to do it for promotion. I know that if I put out a link, you guys are going to show up anyways. So I wouldn't even have plugged it on Twitter. Why not settle it so that you guys that were reading it last Tuesday night, you guys could listen to it. I've never spoken to Rebby Sky, and clearly she was pissed off. So my idea was, I'll be here, put the video up where it was just audio, and Rebby on the other end, and you guys can listen to it, right? And nothing wrong with that. Let the fans listen to it because it involved them in the first place. She wanted nothing to do with that. She said, I'm not giving you promotion for your radio show or your podcast, this, that, and the other thing. Had nothing to do with promotion. If I put it up,
that was her original insult. Oh, you're doing that just for promotion to your website, even though you plugged her website in the initial thing, not yours.
Right? She kept saying the only reason you're doing this is to promote your little website and get a story for your website. Well, if you guys looked at the link that I put up on Twitter and Facebook, it linked directly to the video that they had posted on their Facebook page. Yeah. So all the traffic went directly to their Facebook page and not WZROnline.com.
You promoted their stuff. You didn't make an article out of it. You just shared your opinion on Twitter, which is what Twitter's for.
She didn't get it. It was like arguing with a 2-year-old, and that's why it kind of escalated the way it did. You fucking this stupid. You can't be this dumb. Are you not reading what I'm typing to you or and whatnot? And it just escalated to the point. So anyway, she said that she had sent me an email. I refreshed the inbox over and over and over. There was no email from her at all. The next morning, the email came in at like 4:40 a.m. in the morning. So
this was her birthday, by the way. She spent her entire birthday.
Yeah. Tweeting back and forth with an online reporter. So the email came in at like 4:40 a.m. So when I woke up the next morning, she said, "Send me a number." And I replied to her email, and I sent the number, and I've never heard from her from that point on. And not only that, but I asked her, I said, the email is not coming through. Why don't you DM me, direct message me on Twitter? That's direct, and I'll get it. She wouldn't do that. She would only do the email thing. And obviously, somebody's got a slow email server where it didn't come in until about 3 hours later. And I don't know. I'm assuming it was her birthday. She was probably drunk. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with going out and drinking.
Let's say assuming it. Don't forget, you didn't.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. She probably woke up the next morning and what the fuck, it was hungover, whatnot. And we've just kind of let it go. We moved on. And if she wants,
I don't think so. I think that she just fights like a little kid in high school. Because if you look at that, I referenced Karma, Austin Kong, called her a hoe bag, and then she went back and forth with Karma. And even accused Karma of being a drug addict,
right?
Was calling her a whore, like said specifically straight up, she's a drug addict. And she's a cunt was the word. Cunt.
But then when you want to put it on live air for all you guys to listen to, or when I offer, if we don't want to put it on live air, when I offer to give her a phone call and try to work this out, she doesn't want to work it out. She wants to, and I even said that when I wrote an email back to her. I said, hey, listen. If I call or you call me, I'm not going to have you screaming and yelling. I said, I'll explain my side of the story. You explain your side of the story. And we'll see if we can come to some sort of agreement or, conclusion and end this thing. And she wanted no part in that. She was just going to act like a 3-year-old all along. And you're an asshole. You're always going to be an asshole. And there's no way that you can change my mind. So that
did you catch because that was probably the Twitter war of the week. I would say the silver medal goes to Tammy Sitch, your old pal there, and what is it, Damian Darling, the indie wrestler? My God, did they go at it. Twitter wars are fun, man. You just sit there, sit back, kick back, and enjoy the show. It's the fucking high school drama if there ever was something.
Tammy, I love you.
God bless her. I used to break my dick jerking off to you as a kid. But you're nuts.
She's a good friend of mine, but there are some issues.
She's a psycho?
Mental issues.
That's an issue.
I mean, there's some serious mental issues that she needs to work on. I don't know. I mean, from what I saw, she seemed pretty coherent when she was typing those tweets. I mean, they were rambling, blah, 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 blah.
She's bringing out text messages. She's bringing out the words.
They're evil. These women are evil.
Oh, man.
Remy Sky and
Jerry Lawler says it all the time. Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. You don't fuck with a pissed off broad. But didn't didn't she get pulled aside by like Tully Blanchard and some other guys at a convention or something?
Who are you talking about, Remy?
No, Tammy Sitch. Yeah. She was speaking and putting over her new boyfriend at this Hall of Fame or convention of some sort. I can't remember the name of the convention.
Not the one that she was sleeping with people or getting in bed with people.
No, very recently, like last weekend, there was a convention with a bunch of legends.
Yeah.
And I guess randomly somebody was going to get picked to have a match or win an award or something. That's not important, but she was putting over this guy so much that it would have seemed like a work if they selected him. So they could have, but long story short, she started yelling at somebody off mic, like in the crowd, and apparently it was so loud it was disturbing the show. So First, I forget who went over and talked to her, and then eventually Tully Blanchard and somebody else, like, straight up said, like, started saying, shut the fuck up, get the fuck, yelling at her.
I didn't hear about this.
Yeah.
I didn't hear about this. I know that, I don't know if she's off the wagon or what. I've emailed her.
I just think she's crazy. She might be sober as hell, but she's nuts.
Oh, well. She's got listen, clearly she's got some issues, and she's got a new boyfriend right now that she's just completely in love with, right? And that's probably who she was.
They're always in love.
But so be it. I mean, we'll move on. Rebby Sky, listen, I'm down for a phone call. We don't even have to put it on air, but I would like to work things out and at least explain what I was trying to say. I mean, I had an opinion. Everybody's got an opinion, and I had one. I gave it to her. I didn't even tweet her. I tweeted Matt Hardy, and she jumped all over the shit. But everybody's entitled to their opinion. I had one, and I didn't even think it was going to get that out of hand. All right, WZROnline.com/chat, WZROnline.com/chat. Hail Saban, save the drama for your mama.
Save the drama for your motherfucking mama.
All right, let's get into it. Monday Night Raw from last night, man. They kicked it off with a match. Basically, the previous week, last week, they had Wade Barrett do a run-in. Vince McMahon's out there with Daniel Bryan.
And the run-in. He called out to do the barber. No Bruce the Barber beefcake, but Wade Barrett came out, and we were trying to rack our brains and find out why Wade Barrett. And then the best thing I could come up with was, he's the only guy that's got a beard. They needed somebody with a beard because they were going to do the switch and have Daniel Bryan shave him instead. So I guess, and then they do the blow-off match here.
Who else really has a beard in WWE?
The only guys that have beards were like real distinctive beards, like the Wyatt,
Cody Rhodes.
Damian Sandow. You can't shave those beards because that's part of the thing. You know?
Right. But who else that is kind of it wouldn't have mattered to have somebody chip off a little bit.
Anybody else that would have affected their character.
Cody Rhodes doesn't work. Damian Sandow doesn't work. There's not many when you think about it, right? There's not many guys that have beards, so that's why Boone brought up that they had Wade Barrett out there. So, anyways, they kicked off Raw. The same two guys in the opening segment that were there last week were once again there this week, and they had a match. Man, it was Wade Barrett and Daniel Bryan. Right?
And Brad Maddox was the guest referee, and then he ended up trying to screw Bryan over, I believe, but he was hitting a lot of kicks, and then he was going for the let's see, what the hell? Oh, that was it. Wade Barrett did the roll up, and Brad Maddox did the fast count on him. So
that's what it was. It was a pretty good match to open Monday Night Raw, though.
We were late getting the Raw turned on because we were working.
Yeah, well, I was on my computer.
Yeah, you watched Raw in there. I watched down here like we always do. You were busy working, so I didn't even realize it was 8 yet.
And then, let's see, they announced that later tonight we were going to have a Miz TV segment that was going to feature John Cena and Daniel Bryan. Oh, wait, where did Miz go? I mean, he was there for a lot of it, and then somewhere he disappeared.
I know, that usually happens in the main event. Yeah, I didn't even notice if he said it, but yeah, he out of nowhere, he wasn't there.
They announced that Damian Sandow and Cody Rhodes was official for SummerSlam. There were original plans to put the Money in the Bank briefcase on the line during that match.
Yeah.
Damian Sandow's, but
which I can't believe they didn't stick with because the whole angle is still being built around that. And recent as this week, he's trying to get the briefcase because the Sandow new thing is he got a new briefcase,
right?
A very elegant. What's the word to use anyway?
Fished it out of the ocean.
Yeah, but he had a fancy one. I get the brown one with the nice leather, whatever. But he handcuffs it to the ring so that it can't get stolen. And that was played into the finish of the match because Cody was fucking with it and distracted.
So we have Damian Sandow against Randy Orton. Speaking of Cody Rhodes, they had Cody on commentary last night, and as I'm listening to Cody on commentary, there was a lot more personality, and I think that came from somebody in the back before he went out there. They said, put some oomph into it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And he was really into commentary last night. It seems to me like every time you see Cody Rhodes on the microphone or whatnot, there's something, we talked about it last week or the week before on here, that there's something missing with Cody Rhodes. There's something not clicking with the fans. And I felt like last night on commentary, they tried to get him over as a babyface. And he showed, well, they were fucking with him a little bit, but not as much as you.
The whole, if you really listen to the pretty much, I'd say at least 2/3 of the commentary was Lawler and JBL trying to figure out why he why it was a fucked up thing for Sandow, because it's every man for himself in a ladder match. So why are you mad at him that he did what he had to do to win?
But Cody's responses were, I mean, it was right on cue, man. Everything Cody
kept rehammering it. I don't know, but yeah, he ended up saying the right thing at the end, because they even said, "There you go." He said,
what?
He said, my issue is that he thinks he's a better man. So he had to come up with that on the fly, because live, you know.
Right. It was another pretty good match between Damian Sandow and Randy Orton last night.
Sandow does some cool shit too. He had Orton in a headlock at one point. He's like, "Tap, I'm not letting go. I'm not letting go, Randy. Give up." You know, he just does some cool little shit, which Heyman is the king of that.
Right.
I mean, you're breaking my heart. You know, he'll do little things while someone's attacking him that just makes it that much better.
They announced that later in the night there was going to be a 20-man battle royal, and basically they did this the previous night at the WWE live event in Oakland. Apparently John Cena had some travel issues, but his elbow is messed up.
It's supposedly worse than they were saying, and he's got surgery already scheduled for after SummerSlam. So he's probably going to be on TV a little while. That's a guess on my part. He's certainly going to be out of the ring for a while.
If you guys watched Kevin Steen, Ring of Honor, he's been doing this diary where he goes on the road and he takes camera with him and he goes to indie events and basically, vlogs everything. Video blogs. And then post them online. But the one that he did last week, he went to a couple different shows, something like Vermont or somewhere. Maybe that's the one coming up. But either way, Adam Cole's got the same issue where you look at his elbow and it's just this big lump, and they were talking about it, that he needed to have it drained and surgery and everything else, but apparently these guys can go and work through it. You know what I mean? You better not start, right?
He did start.
There he comes. It's Reggie. That's Reggie boy.
It's raining like a son of a bitch anyway.
Yeah. But Adam Cole's got the same sort of issue, and like you said earlier, John Cena's going to wind up taking some time off after SummerSlam, probably going to need surgery. We don't know how long he's
definitely had. He had surgery scheduled. Whether or not, I mean, there's plenty of times where he'll be injured or getting surgery and he'll still be on TV. But back up, jackass. But he'll still be on TV, but he can't wrestle. So that would lead you to believe he's dropping the strap this Sunday. Now, does he drop it to Bryan and then Orton cashes in? Because that was the final focus on Raw. And or does he, do they not have Orton cash in because it's too obvious? Either way, it looks like he's dropping that belt.
I think, and we'll get into it here in just a couple of minutes, but I told you last night, new world champion Christian.
I don't agree with that.
Call me crazy. We always just flat. SmackDown ratings are down, and I really think that they're going to switch things up. Not only that, they're building on the fact that Christian, all he needs is one more match, right? One more match. I think this one more match is going to be, I think they're going to switch things up big time at SummerSlam. It's one of the biggest pay-per-views, the second biggest. You could argue Royal Rumble is number 2. But I feel like we're going to have a new world heavyweight champion in Christian. And I know a lot of you guys are probably going to disagree with that, like I said. And
I think a lot of people will agree with it.
You think
because it seems obvious they're going to win based on the way they're building it up.
They had that video package.
Big elaborate video package.
Right? And a new WWE champion as well in Daniel Bryan. The original plan, or what they had talked about a couple of weeks ago, was that, Daniel Bryan would wind up winning and then he would have Randy Orton come out and immediately cash in. I don't think that's going to happen. Like you said, they're making it too obvious where, they did the whole angle last night where Randy Orton came out, posed to the briefcase. I think they're making it, not only that, but Daniel Bryan is so over these days that you make Daniel Bryan WWE champion, and then after that, when John Cena is going to be out of action anyway, so you're going to lose the main eventer, then you build into the Daniel Bryan versus Randy Orton feud, and you have Daniel Bryan as WWE champion. That's when you build into it. Randy Orton's got to turn heel eventually. And he's kind of already, like, he's been teasing it with Daniel Bryan, for weeks now, for months now. So I would say Daniel Bryan wins clean, and then they're probably going to have, Randy Orton's music's going to hit on Sunday. He's going to come run to the ring. He's going to hand the thing, and before the bell rings, they're going to get you guys believing, oh my God, Randy Orton's going to cash in right now. Something's going to happen there, whether Triple H, somebody won't ring the bell. Triple H is out there too. They're going to make you believe that it's about to cash in. It's not going to happen, and Daniel Bryan's going to wind up.
There's a million things they could do. they've got the McMahon Power Struggle thing tied into that, so they could have Vince come out and screw him, or Triple H as the special referee could turn heel. There was talking about that. Apparently they're not going that direction now, but they still could. They always rewrite things at the last second. Why did you never? I'm sorry. It completely threw me off too. So it could be the McMahon's jumping in. It could be Triple H jumping in. Cena could win, and then Orton could catch. There's a million different scenarios that could get played out. The only thing I'll guarantee you right here on this broadcast is that Cena's not leaving with the belt. Speaking of which, we started on this.
No, because he's taking time off and the surgery and everything.
I don't know how we got back to Cena, but we were talking about Christian. What do you think about Sandow catching it? The focus is on Orton cashing in, whereas on this side, on the SmackDown side, the focus is a lot on the briefcase in the Sandow Rhodes program, but they're not really saying that he's cashing in specifically this Sunday, whereas Orton is pretty much saying that. So they can have people thinking Orton's going to, he doesn't, Sandow does, and there's the surprise factor. I mean, it's something they could do.
The original plans, as of a couple of weeks ago, called for Daniel Bryan to win the title, and then Randy Orton comes out and immediately cashes in. I think they take that and they bump it over to SmackDown. And I think Christian defeats Del Rio, and then Sandow runs down and defeats Christian, and they just bump it from Raw over to SmackDown instead of doing it for the WWE title. They do it for the World.
Exactly what I just said. Yeah, the focus is so much on Orton, specifically. Damn near promising he's going to cash in. Right. Sandow and Rhodes' program is all about the briefcase and friendship, but they're not focusing on when he's cashing it in, who's he cashing it on.
Well, I thought you said that Damian Sandow would run down and cash it in on Daniel Bryan.
I said, you got to turn that off, man.
We got a phone call.
All right, go take it. Hello, I'll talk. He's going to do a phone call right here.
Hi.
All righty then. Don't know what to do with this. I'm
good. How are you?
That's better. Stand over there instead. I don't know what to do right now.
Is this a prank call?
Smoke.
Wait a minute.
Is that Rebby?
Yeah, so there are no signs around here that say that. Yes, you're prank calling. What are you trying to prank call me? Who is this? We don't have a homeowners association here in Waterville, New York, lady. Okay, then send the $50 fine. Okay, then send the extra fine. Give me $1,000.
He didn't say he refuses to pay.
Send me $1,000 fine. I'll fucking smoke I'll smoke a cigarette and put it right in your What? I'll smoke a cigarette and put it right out in your fucking face. Bitch. What is this?
I didn't hear the first step. I have no idea.
It's a 518 number. She said, you guys couldn't hear that? She said, yes, this is the homeowners association, and you were caught smoking outside your building. We don't have a homeowners association here in.
Don't they have a buckets out there for people to
put
cigarettes in?
Right, get out of here. There's no smoking law around here, so I have no idea who that is. But anyway, she said it was a prank call, and we need to call them back is what we need to do, but we're doing live radio. I would love to know who that is, but whatever. Anyways, get to our live chat room, WZROnline.com/chat, WZROnline.com/chat. Get in there, lots and lots of people in there as always tonight. Okay, let's see.
I thought that's what you were saying at first. I have no idea. I'm all thrown off now.
I'm very thrown. Doesn't mix it. I don't know. All right, let's get back to Monday Night Raw. We had the Shield. They're backstage. They cut a great promo, man.
They had a great promo. Ambrose shined in that one, and they pretty much announced 2 more matches. SummerSlam there. The first thing Ambrose they revealed with the Battle Royal that you mentioned earlier, that Big Show returned. I don't even know if you got to that point. We started with the subject.
Well, they had RVD was backstage, and they announced 20-man Battle Royal.
But before that, we were talking about Sunday's house show. Big Show made his return in the ring. He won the Battle Royal. Then he faced Alberto Del Rio. There was a DQ, so he won, but didn't get the title. Anyways, that same Battle Royal was applied to Raw last night, and the winner would get a shot at the U.S. champion Dean Ambrose, and that would be on the SummerSlam kickoff show. So Ambrose put that over in his part of the promo, and then Roman and Reigns put over the fact that they're willing to issue a challenge to any team to face them at SummerSlam. We didn't get an actual team, but it's looking like Big Show and Mark Henry. Ambrose said nobody's winning that unless the ghost of Andre the Giant is out in that battle royal. Nobody's in it that could beat him. But yeah, like you said, very good mic work from all three guys there, and built up 2 more matches for the paper.
Yeah, and original plans, like we had put up on the website, it was going to be a 3-on-2 handicap match. It was going to be the Shield against the Big Show and Mark Henry. Obviously, my guess is they needed some sort of title match for the pre-show, and they figured some sort of match for the pre-show, and they figured if we put a title match on the pre-show, it's going to get people more interested. So they put Dean Ambrose against Rob Van Dam on the pre-show. We found out that with RVD later after the 20-man.
Don't let me get in your way, Reggie.
As he won that. But, so that's my guess. Instead of just doing something, they're trying to put a title match on the pre-show to get people interested.
Jimmy Quill, who won the Battle Royal, because the match itself is going to be fucking awesome.
Well, I just did.
RVD, who was doing his Jean-Claude Van Damme split that he always likes to show off backstage, he won the Battle Royal, so it'll be RVD versus Ambrose. Ambrose being a good in-ring worker, Van Damme tearing it up every week in his matches. Stylistically, that could be a great match to get excitement started for the pay-per-view.
Yeah, not only that, we're going to have, on the kickoff show, we're going to have Shawn Michaels, Booker T,
and
Natalia, and there's one other one there's one other one. Again, Dean Ambrose is also on the
versus RVD. That's part of the panel. The panel is the Shawn Michaels, Booker T, and Natalia, and then there's the match, but it's an hour-long pre-show, so I guess a lot of video packages and stuff, maybe a backstage interview or two. And
Right. They always do that, and then they cut in live during the show as well.
Yeah,
they do live shots.
And then shoot backstage, do a live final interview and stuff like that.
Natalia is going to have to be out there later in the night anyway, so she's going to have to come out.
Match, got that.
Right. That's why I believe in the graphic that they showed, unless I'm wrong, I thought that Dean Ambrose was also featured on that graphic for the kickoff show. I know I put it up on the website last night. I could be wrong, but I thought it was Natalia, Dean Ambrose, Booker T, and Shawn Michaels. And we know that Dean Ambrose...
They might have showed that graphic because, all those guys are going to be on the pre-show, but the panel itself would just be those two.
Okay. All right, no doubt. Let's see here. We had Khali and Natalia against AJ and Biggie Langston. Man, we got to talk about this botch.
Yeah. Real quick, let's focus though, because like we said, Biggie Langston and AJ Lee versus Dolph Ziggler and Caitlyn is on the pay-per-view, whereas Natalia and Great Khali's not even booked. Natalia's in singles Divas action, so there's no logical reason that AJ and Big E would lose their first mixed tag match on TV heading into the pay-per-view where they're going to have a mixed tag match. Khali and Natalia did not need to win. It did nothing for AJ and Big E because Dolph Ziggler had nothing to do with that finish. It was a clean finish. So why have them job on it made no sense.
Clean finish times 2.
Because it was 2 finishes, yeah. Now we can go to the actual botch. I would say the worst botch finish in a long, long time, maybe ever. That was
not ever. Not ever.
I didn't say botch spot. I said botch finish. Can you picture a match ending more fucked up? I mean, Swagger couldn't get the briefcase off the one time. That was pretty bad.
What's the website that has all the stuff? It's
oh fuck, I know what you're talking about.
Somebody in the chat.
Wrestling Crap or what is it?
Wrestle Crap or something like that. Something like that. They always post the botches, but I'm sure there's something up on there. But man, that was bad. And you know what?
Is it Botchmania?
Botchmania.
I've never been there. I know Wrestle Crap.
Yeah, but man, what a terrible spot. It seemed like the referee, I don't know if the referee had his back turned and AJ tapped out and the ref didn't see it, or, that's what it seemed to me like.
We had different opinions. So here, I'll say what I saw and then you tell me what you saw. I saw the referee, Natalia puts AJ in the sharpshooter over near the corner of the ring, away from the hard camera, so we see their back pretty much. We see AJ's face and Natalia's back, and the referee's right here. And from what I recall, he was in line. He was on the action. Excuse me. And then, so she lets go of the hold before anybody taps. So Natalia lets go of the hold. Then AJ taps. The ref doesn't call for the bell. Natalia walks over to the ref as if the bell did ring and then she tapped out. Asks him to raise her hand. Then she goes back over, puts the sharpshooter on again, and then AJ taps and they call for the bell, so there was the double finish like we said there. But I would say the ladies fucked it up more than the ref, although the ref had a lot to do with it. But a lot of people are agreeing with you and saying that the ref was out of place, didn't see it, and that's why Natalya let go.
From what I saw, Natalya put AJ Lee in the sharpshooter, and the ref's back was turned. Didn't even know it was happening because Hornswoggle was out on the outside and he was talking to him. And AJ tapped out, so Natalya immediately let her go. Okay? And then walked over and turned around and went to the referee and said, "Raise my hand" in a real quiet voice.
But she let go before AJ tapped.
No, AJ tapped. AJ clearly tapped.
No.
AJ tapped.
You gotta go rewatch it during the break.
Yeah?
She let go before the tap. That's what was so fucked up about it. She let go.
Went over there and basically quietly said, "Hey, raise my hand." Yeah. And the ref said, "No, do it again." A lot of people don't realize is WWE referees have headsets in their ear where they're told how much time is left before a commercial break, and they're basically telling the guys, "Hey, you got to wrap it up. You got 1 minute, wrap it up." Stuff like that.
We're going to commercial. We're coming back from commercial.
Right, and even telling the talents, "Hey, do this spot. Go to the outside right now." Stuff like that you guys don't pick up on TV because the referee, as he's talking, he's got his head turned or something like that, so you don't pick it up. But so that must have came from the back where the referee was told him to do it again, do the finish again, and that's where Natalya put in the sharpshooter a second time in that.
But you're claiming that AJ tapped and then Natalya let go?
I saw AJ tap twice on Raw because the first time and the second time. The first time the referee had his back turned and didn't see it. The second time he was in place.
See, it's very possible that the ref had his back turned. I don't remember that, but clearly she let go before the tap, and AJ was tapping late. Either Natalya let go early or AJ tapped late, but either way, that's what was so fucked up about it on TV was that why is she letting go, and why is AJ tapping after the move's already off of her, and why didn't they call for the bell? It was just such a clusterfuck of scenarios.
But if the referee,
they had to go redo it.
No matter what, if AJ Lee tapped out, the referee right then and there should have rang the bell, right?
Yeah.
He didn't do that.
I agree with that.
Even if, let's say, Natalya dropped her early or if AJ tapped out way too late or something like that, right? Like somebody in the chat said. Even if that happened, when the tap out happens, the referee should have said, "All right, the match is over." But instead, he didn't do that. And maybe that came from the back. Maybe you can't blame the referee,
But like Ragal says, wouldn't it have looked worse? Well, you're disagreeing with that part. But for argument's sake, let's say Natalya let go before she tapped and then AJ tapped late. It would have looked weird for the ref to then call for the bell because she let go before AJ tapped. So why would you say that's the finish? Because she didn't tap out until after she let go. That'd be like me putting you in a wrist lock right now. You're hurting. I let go, and then you tap out. Why would the ref say, "All right, that's the finish," because she wasn't even touching her?
You know what? I guess it wouldn't have mattered anyway because no matter how the match finished up, it was
bad, man.
It was going to be brutal.
And even the second one, when they went to go fix it, didn't look all that particularly smooth either. You know what I mean? It was just, and the Hornswoggle was rolling in the ring before the second sharpshooter, so he was rolling in like it was over.
Yeah, like it was over.
It was it was
bad.
Fucking bad.
It was
and like the referee
figures the divas are involved.
Yeah, right. And then the referee and it figures Natalya is the supposed diva expert on Total Divas.
Yeah,
she's the one teaching the ladies how to work and what we do this and we do.
Well, they brought that up in what, like week 2 or week 1?
Yeah, and even this last week when JoJo was going to quit, she took her outside and trying to explain this and that, but like she's the one or AJ tapped.
So you know what? Let's ask the chat room. Whose fault was it? Was it Natalya's fault? Was it AJ Lee's fault or was it the referee?
That's going to be hard to say.
Well, let's see what the chat says. I mean, the way that you guys viewed it on Raw last night, what do you guys?
But I'm saying, even if my scenario was right, it's hard to say. Even if your scenario was right, it's hard to say who fucked up first because they all three fucked up.
I'm going to say the ref, and see there. I mean, there's a bunch of refs, but there's also some Natalias and AJ. I mean, it's everybody's going to have a different opinion.
Well, the ref's at fault no matter what because he didn't call for the bell. You know what I mean?
That's true.
So no matter what, he fucked up.
Right.
Like no matter your scenario and my scenario, the ref.
You almost get to all three of them.
Yeah, that's what I say. The whole thing was fucked up, and who gets the most blame? Who knows? But,
right.
My God.
I guess that would have been the question. Who gets the most blame?
Yeah, who's most to blame? But I'm saying it's hard to say that. Right. You don't know who started it.
Yeah.
Who fucked up first? The ref not seeing it, and Natalia letting go too early, AJ tackled too late.
Right.
Which happened first, I don't know, but they all collectively combined for one of the worst botches ever. And the ref came out today.
He went on Twitter.
Yeah.
Well, it seemed like a couple of independent referees maybe tweeted them last night and said, "What are you doing?"
Was that a new ref, by the way?
He's been there before. You know what though? Charles Robinson, I believe it is. Something is up with him.
That's going to have Charles Robinson's little Ric Flair look like.
Right, he's running around he hasn't been there in a couple of weeks. We're going to have an update on that in the coming days here, but something's going on with him that we're working on for you guys, and there's a reason why he hasn't been there. Vince McMahon.
Are we not taking a break? Or?
Oh, wow.
The check kept saying we're late to break.
Whoa! All right.
Personally, no, we can keep going. I don't care.
No. You know what we're going to do? We're going to take a quick commercial break. I didn't know we were running late on time. We're going to try to turn the AC on because it is hot.
It's stuffed anyway, so I don't think I'll make it fit.
Yeah, all right.
And when we were good, we had it on.
All right. We'll do it anyway. So, all right. We will take a commercial break. Not really a commercial break. You guys are doing nothing but right here, man. By the way, if you want these bad
boys, how can you get them?
Webmaster Pro Wrestling Scoops.com. Webmaster Pro Wrestling Scoops.com. By the way, get to our live chat room. Lots of people in there. As always, tonight, WZROnline.com/chat. WZROnline.com/chat. You're listening to WZR Radio, WZR TV Tuesdays with Mattoon and Ryan Clark. We'll be back right after this.
Don't forget to submit rapid fire at Facebook.com/Ryan Clark WZR. We'll get this made as we can. Hours over to Facebook.com/Ryan Clark WZR. Peace. We'll be back. Hey now. Get a motherfucking hey now. We're back. We're here.
All right. What the hell was that? We walked down this hallway, right? We never know how we're coming in here, and all of a sudden I hear, "Hey now."
I was going to do a progressive, hey now, and then we just started dancing. So
it turned into
the Ellen show.
It turned into the Ellen DeGeneres show. There you go. All right, get to our live chat room. I got to tell you, man, traffic on the screen tonight, traffic on the
chat room. In the chat.
A little bit, but I think there's an excuse.
Damn, listen to that. Going down out there. Yeah.
Wow, it is coming down. We get some nasty thunderstorms around here earlier this afternoon. Here we go with the weather.
Oh, I know you're talking about him. I was like, don't get him going.
We've been getting some pretty good storms here this afternoon. But traffic on the websites as a whole has been down. Very much so. It's been down. And what are you going to do? These things happen and average down and traffic is down, but that's not going to bring us down.
Absolutely not.
Because it's WZR TV Tuesday.
TV Tuesday.
All right, what are we going to do? We got to finish up Monday Night Raw, put the rapid fire segment up. Tell them where they can submit some
rapid fire. They can go on to Facebook.com/Ryan Clark WZR. The top post will ask you for your rapid fire questions and comments. Keep it brief, guys. We can only we do it live here, so give us a break. Keep it brief.
Live, baby, live.
Oh yay! Facebook.com/ I thought we were going to pretend to be frozen. You do it, right? When I stop, you stop, right? Like Simon says, free okay. Ready? Facebook.com/Brian Clark WZR.
All right, get there. Get over there. We need questions because we're going to finish up Monday Night Raw here in the next couple of minutes. Then we'll switch it over right here over to the Facebook page and taking a lot of rapid fire questions. Here we go. We're leave off.
We're forgetting so much shit because I know
we left off in McMahon.
But I'm talking about even without Raw, because other than Raw and Impact, SummerSlam and Sunday, UFC Saturday, there was some other big shit that happened in the last week that I wanted to remember to talk about. I can't.
See, I was trying to think of the big stories and things like that, but there really hasn't been much big news.
Yeah, there wasn't an Orton attack or an Angle rehab, but I
recall Rodriguez. I was looking for that on Friday on .com.
He wasn't on Raw last night, even though
they wrote him off TV, clearly.
Yeah, they recapped what had happened the previous. Yeah, he wasn't there.
Did they do a recap video?
Yeah, they recapped Alberto's memes.
What do you think of Vince McMahon? Promo last night comes out, calls out Brad Maddox.
I always love a Vince McMahon promo. As soon as I seen him walking backstage as we were going to commercial, I popped for him.
Yeah,
I always do. He gets that strut.
So he's out there. He said, by the way, that suit last night that McMahon had on,
right? Yeah, roll out.
Wow. He was loud and in charge last night, and he called out Brad Maddox. He wants to explain himself. Basically, what are you doing?
Why'd you do the fast count?
Right, fast count on Dana Bryan in the opening match against Wade Barrett. And they went back and forth. I gotta say, Brad Maddox, I'm a fan. I'm a fan on the microphone.
I like him.
You gotta look at somebody's, I guess the word I'm looking for is charisma.
Yeah. He's another one, like Sandow, I said, and Heyman. He's got those little intricacies, those little, that intangible that McMahon says Bryan doesn't have. Those little extra things, the facial reactions, hand gestures, choice of words. He's just got some cool shit he does in his talk.
The facial expressions, like Boone said, and, the hand movements, everything with Brad Maddox. Not only that, but a lot of people don't realize he's a good worker, man.
Is he a wrestler?
He worked on the indie scene, I believe. Him and Ricardo, we were just talking about, were workers. Brad Maddox, though, was obviously a referee before he just put into his general manager role. I think Maddox
tortured a bug.
Was it?
That bug doesn't pay rent. You get to that?
No, you can get him out of here, right?
Gone.
But yeah, he's very good, and he was going back and forth with Vince McMahon last night. Even Vince brought up something like Scout's Honor, and he put up
the 3, and then he did the 2.
Is that what it is? The 3 or the 2?
I didn't know which was either, but he did both.
What are you talking? Like Boy Scouts? Is that what
it is? Cub Scouts, Boy Scouts.
Scout's Honor. What's Scout's Honor? Anybody know?
Boy Scouts. Yeah.
Scout's Honor.
I don't know if it's 3 or 2. He did both also. He started with 3, and then when he did it again, he did 2.
WZR Radio, Scout's Honor.
You gotta come up with a WZR hand symbol. Where's the W at on it?
Well, you could do that.
That's the West Side.
That's the West Side.
I hate when you can do it. That's the white kids.
How do they do it, though?
They used to cross their fingers to do it. No, you
just how do you do it? Oh, you just have them
shut.
Yeah, but mine don't do that.
No, shut.
Like, if I was to be like a gangster out in like Compton,
they go like this. They make their shit cross all the way.
Right.
That's not a W because it is. You gotta have them touch.
Oh, just touch.
And then the Man About Mafia, don't they do that?
Oh, yeah, the upside, down W. See, if I was a gangster out on the streets of Compton, I'd be like, yeah, I'm from Compton. Yo, hold up a minute. Yeah, West Side, you know what I mean? Do something like that, but you gotta give me like a 2-second pause.
Yeah.
So I can put
you can't just have them touch like that?
They don't do it, though.
Start here.
Is that it? Is that it right there? Do I got it?
You get out.
Are we on screen?
We go like this. This is my hand right here, and we go from here. I touch.
Okay.
Flip it around.
I'm like touching like that, something like that.
But and the Wolfpack was this. It's almost you kind of. But Kevin Nash was the king of him and Scott. They come out and do all kinds of gang symbols back when hip hop was a gangster rap.
Isn't this the East Side one right here? That's East Side.
Is there an East one? I don't know.
That's East Side. I don't know. So I'll just do the East Side.
All right. I can't do that one.
You can do the West Side.
All right.
Yeah.
Yo, what?
Word up.
Yo, I'm doing my Cena impression. You fucking with my cargo pants straight off the shelf, an old pair of Pumas. Fuck out of here with that
Louis Vuitton bullshit and everything else, man. Let's see, that's the new shit, right? They're going out and paying like fucking $200 for a pair of jeans, these gangsters out there.
I saw a big thing about guys who buy and sell sneakers on 60 Minutes or something. Like, there's little kids that can make thousands and thousands of dollars by going out and getting these limited edition shoes and then reselling them immediately.
Really?
Oh my God, the amount of money. You see little kids with like these giant fistfuls like that. Anyway, NFL's coming back though. Lions won.
Let me say something about you. Your Lions look good.
Look good.
My Buffalo Bills look great. And by the way, I know that Kevin Cobb is our starter, but he got hurt, so we put in E.J. Manuel, who we just picked up in the draft. He's supposed to be pretty good, but he's never played in the NFL. Kevin Cobb's, he's got experience.
Is his nickname Corn on the
Cob? I'm sure he gets joked about, But anyway, E.J. Manuel looked good. He didn't look great, but he looked good. Stevie Johnson, he's out there killing it. Scotty Chandler, wide receiver. Yeah, tight end, Scott Chandler. He was killing it. C.J. Spiller, they're going to start him over Freddie Jackson. Freddie Jackson's going to be a backup. C.J. Spiller, I'll tell you what. Fantasy football coming up. Don't sleep on my boy C.J.
Listen to all those jobbers. Speaking of tight ends, AJ's got a tight end. I saw that last night. But that was a bunch of jobbers. We're talking about Calvin Johnson, not Stevie Johnson. We're talking about Matthew Stafford. We're talking about Reggie Bush. I don't think Bush played though.
We're talking about Matthew Stafford. Wah wah wah.
And that motherfucker, if he can stay healthy, he's a fucking good quarterback. And Calvin Johnson's the best wide receiver in the league. He looked great.
Calvin Johnson is the best wide receiver in the league. Yes, yeah, I agree with that.
He's so fucking tall and he can jump real good.
Reggie's your starting running back?
I don't know if he's their starter or not, but he didn't get. I don't think he got any play this past week.
Yeah. Wrestle Pin 1, 2, 3. We missed you.
Yeah, especially if you're. What's that chick who's retarded that used to come on the show? What was her name? Kathy or
Jackie.
Jackie.
Miss
Jackie.
Way to get her to come back by calling her that name.
I'm retarded.
All right. We pissed her off with she's supposed to write idiot. She lost the bet. Idiot across the forehead.
Something was supposed to be it. Loser.
See, we can do it now.
Loser was supposed to be across the head because she lost the bet, and she thought we were calling her a loser.
That's what it was.
Yeah, but no, you lost, so you put loser. It's not you're a loser. As all right,
let's run it down. So basically, Vince McMahon says that Brad Maddox, apologizes, scouts honor.
Because he criticized his fast count and his bad refereeing skills. Because Maddox had asked to be the special ref for the Bryan Cena match, and McMahon said, "Well, what about your referee earlier? Will you promise to call it down the line? Will you promise this?" And that scout's honor. That's when all that came. This brought Triple H because Vince McMahon said, "There you have it. Brad Maddox will be," and boom, time to play it again. Triple H comes out, nullifies that, and says he will be the special referee.
He gives Brad Maddox the pedigree to end the segment.
By the way, we're talking on-air storylines, not in real life. But wouldn't that tell you right there Triple H has more power than Vince? Because Vince says Brad Maddox is the ref.
And Vince gave him a look like, all right, and now I'm angry.
Not only that, but okay, Triple H says no. Vince accepts it, and then he says, I'm the referee. Vince accepts it. So Triple H didn't accept Vince's pick for ref, and that stayed.
Right.
And then Triple H said he's the ref. Vince didn't argue that, so Triple H has more power.
He didn't even argue. Yeah. He just said, well, okay, I'm going to get
He didn't say anything, and then it was just announced later as it was an official...
I'll get an angry face on
I'll put my poo-poo face
and then walk out of the ring and say, okay, Triple H wins, and I lose. Why? Because he pedigreed Maddox? Vince pick up the microphone and say, you ain't doing it, bro. I'm find somebody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no arguments, no fight.
Nothing. And maybe that's part of the talking about Triple H going heel. Maybe
they could be on together. Maybe Stephanie breaks off as the babyface in the group. You never know where they're going with that. They got to build it all the way to WrestleMania, so they got a long ways to go with that.
That's why Vince didn't throw a fit this week, because Triple H and Vince are in on the ending. You know what I'm saying? Something like that.
Maybe.
Kane versus Titus O'Neil. It was a quick match. It was pretty much a squash match. Wyatt family wound up coming down, and they were about to attack Kane, and then Kane escaped.
They're giving they come down with the lamp,
the lights were out,
and that's the only light you get is the lamp.
Right.
And then I think he blows it out, and it's dark. Anyways, and the lights come back on. The guys, Luke Harper and Eric Rowan.
Right.
Those are his soldiers. He always sends in to beat up, and then he comes in and laughs. He does his finish, where he kisses them, and then talks. Couldn't do that because Luke Harper, Eric Rowan go in the ring to attack Kane. The lights come on.
Behind him.
Where's Kane at? Oh, he's back there near these awesome T-shirts, you know?
Right. So while the lights were out, of course, they had Kane walk the aisle.
And Bray Wyatt smiled and laughed. He seemed to enjoy that.
And by the way, the Ring of Fire, okay, that's a big match. It's a big stipulation, right? It's kind of the selling point of SummerSlam.
No, of that match. The selling point's Lesnar Punk.
Yeah, but on paper, on paper, you would think that a match like that, like Ring of Fire, I mean, there are going to be people that are going to buy the pay-per-view just because of that match. Ring of Fire, man. Think about it. There's going to be a ring. There's going to be fire around it. People, the casual fans, can be like, wow, you know what? I might want to check that out and order the pay-per-view just for that match, and then I'll see what else is on it. But that's a kind of and they didn't do anything.
It's not the main selling point.
It's not the main selling point, but it's one of the big selling points. And they didn't do anything to hype Ring of Fire. I think they very briefly addressed the rules that you don't have to catch your opponent on fire.
They just clarified that so they wouldn't be let down. And they only did that on commentary. They just said, the point of that's the difference between a Ring of Fire match, that's why they're calling it Ring of Fire, as opposed to an Inferno match. Because the Inferno match, the goal was to set your opponent on fire. But in the PG era of WWE, you can't be setting guys on fire. They don't even allow cuts. Right. You can't set them on fire. So basically, they even said it's to prevent outside interference, which means what's the difference between a Ring of Fire match and a steel cage match?
And let me say this.
Cage is built to keep outside interference out.
Yeah.
So why
not do a cage match? If you're trying to keep guys on the outside from getting in, just put a cage up or put something, you know what I mean?
The only logical tie-in is Kane has always done the thing with Fire Pyro, and he's the one who said it's going to be a Ring of Fire match, so maybe it's his style.
And not only that, but like when you envision it in your head right now, you're thinking, all right, the whole ring and it's going to be surrounded by fire. I guarantee you, when they do the match on Sunday, you guys are going to be so disappointed. We're going to come back here on Tuesday night. We're going to talk about it, and you're going to be like, what the fuck was that? It's still not going to be fire. It'll be cool to look at, dude, but I don't think, I mean, the fans are already close enough to the ring as it is. So they're not going to take the risk of lighting the entire ring, like the top rope, the middle rope, and the bottom rope. They're all going to be lit up in fire, right? And then they're going to wrestle the match. It's not going to be like, it's going to be something cheesy, something corny, and you're going to be like, man, this is the ring.
You're saying they're not going to have the whole ring surrounded by fire?
I think they're going to.
Oh, no, they will.
There will be fire at certain points around the ring.
It'll never get used.
The whole ring's not going to be like lit up like a glowing fucking fire off everywhere, dude. It's not going to be. When I envision a Ring of Fire match, I'm thinking the whole top rope, the whole middle rope, and the whole bottom rope, all the way around the ring is going to be lit up with flames coming out. I don't think so.
Well, usually in front of the ropes or behind the ropes, they have a ring of fire going around the ring. They'll still do that, I think. I mean, we'll see. But I think the whole thing will be a fire. But they won't go near it. They'll tease going near it. But it'll never come into play. So it's just something to look at. It's aesthetically pleasing for the. But have you ever been in an arena?
It's going to be so PG. I can see it right now.
Yeah, they'll never. But either way, it's something cool to look at. But my point I was about to make is I remember being at a Nitro once, where Booker T used to raise the roof, and when he came out, the fucking flames would shoot out, and it came to, I was at a house show once. It gets hot as a son of a bitch. Can you imagine sitting in the front row because that brief, fire shoots up, and then it goes.
Booker T, I don't know if it's that Kane too, right?
I did. I was at a house show, Kane, and then show Booker T. But either way, it's brief. It shoots up and goes away. This is going to be there the whole fucking time.
That's what I'm saying. It's going to be very toned down.
But that's not the point I'm making. I'm saying if you're a fan sitting in the audience, it's going to be uncomfortable because it gets really fucking hot when that flames come up. And that's brief when King does it. That's going to be the entire match. It's going to be flames. It's going to get hot.
You know what I think? I think they'll go in and it'll just be a normal ring. And whenever somebody hits the ring, like, okay, I'll take you and I'll toss you against the ropes. And as soon as their back hits the rope and they bounce off, there'll be a little bit of fire, but it won't be on that side. And then for the rest of the match, I just don't think the fans are going to be sitting there with fire around the entire thing, and they're going to be like, wow, it's getting hot in here, man. There's fire all around it.
I think there's definitely, I mean, we'll see. I don't see how you, there's definitely going to be fire around the ring. That's what I say. He doesn't agree. But okay, let me finish.
There'll be fire.
Let me finish. There'll be fire around the ring, but they're not going to be throwing them into the ropes. That's what's going to make the match so shitty. They're not going to get on fire. They're not going to be able to hit the ropes or go on the top rope. It's going to be a fucking fight where you can't go off the ropes. You can't go on the top rope. It's going to just literally let's punch and body slam in the center of the ring.
That's if you're saying that the ropes are lit up the entire time.
I don't think the ropes will be on fire. It'll be in front of the ropes or behind them. The rope will melt if you catch them on fire. I mean, you can put that shit on it.
Well, they could put up separate ring ropes before the match. They could come out and
as I said, you could put something on the same way you catch your hand on fire. But either way, it's going to be a situation where you have to be able to use those ropes in the match.
I'll just say it like this, man. We're going to come back here on Tuesday night, And I feel like next Tuesday I'm going to be talking to you about it, about how cheesy that Ring of Fire match was because there was barely any fight.
Yeah, Brian K. It'll be the same setup as the front match. I agree with that. They just won't catch him on fire. But think back to the it was a Saturday night's main event. It was the only time the Rockers ever won. Shawn Michaels, Marty Jannetty ever won the tag titles against the Hart Foundation, Bret Hart, Jimmy and Neidhart. What had happened was the top rope, the top rope broke in the match. And it was a taped show, so they ended up never airing it. They took the titles away from the Rockers, and that title switch never happened. But the point there is, they had to have a match without the top rope because it collapsed. So you couldn't run against the ropes. You couldn't get on the top rope. Those are their finishes involved going on the top rope. Point being, you can't run the ropes. You can't get on the top ropes. It doesn't sound like a lot, but you don't realize without being able to run against the rope, throw your opponent in the corner, get on the top rope, you can't do shit but stand in the center of the ring, punch, body slam, drop an elbow, like hold and submissions. That's really all you can do. You can't get anything running. You can't get anything up in the air. You're fucked. It really takes away. And those are two big guys, so they're going to be limited anyway.
Especially if, like you're talking about, that the whole ring is split up. They're not going to be able to do much. They're not going to be able to touch the ropes. They're not going to be able to.
Can't go in the corner.
Little ring. All right, let's finish up Raw. We only got 25 minutes before rapid fire. Alberto Del Rio and Kofi Kingston. Kofi, there was a spot in the 20-man battle royal with Kofi Kingston later in the night, which was awesome. Man.
Yeah, they went to throw him over the top, and he was going to skin the cat, but he couldn't. Right. So either way, he was able to hang on. So that was cool.
Del Rio picked up the win here, I believe. Yeah, Del Rio picked up the win here. They aired a great video package for Christian as well. Yeah, really good stuff. But like I said earlier, I think we're going to have a new WWE Angular champion coming here next Tuesday night at SummerSlam. We had the Usos against the Real Americans, or whatever they're calling them these days. Zeb Colter cut a promo before the match. Same old stuff, said they were in California last night. He talked about earthquakes and everything else. What happened here? Somebody pinned Jack Swagger.
The Usos
one of the Usos pinned Jack Swagger during this one. We had the Miz TV segment. We'll spend a little bit of time on this. John Cena, Daniel Bryan promo. This was really good stuff, but like I said earlier, man, it was the same John Cena promo, but the delivery this time was excellent.
Now, see, I'll even say it's the same promo with the same delivery, in my opinion. He had the passion and he got real defensive, which brought out the hip-hop ghetto talk and lingo from him. But he was making the same points. You're going to criticize me for the clothes I wear, for, the fact that... And then Cena did the most disgusting thing that you could possibly do. To get himself a fucking babyface reaction, he said, just like that Make-A-Wish kid I was with earlier. Like, that's disgusting. I could see Mick Foley saying, right here in fucking, where were they last night? Right here in
Sacramento.
Right here in Sacramento. That's a guaranteed cheap pop. Although even when Cena does it, I don't know if it works. But to goddamn use a Make-A-Wish kid to try and remind everybody I'm a good guy, and I'm overly criticizing because Cena does a whole lot of Make-A-Wish shit that he doesn't talk about. But just in that particular moment, it just felt really, really like, why bring that up? Like, okay, you do Make-A-Wish, that's great, but who gives a fuck right now? We're talking about a fight.
It was the cheapest way to get a face pop that you've ever seen.
Yeah, stick kid pop was one of those. That's a good phrase.
It was bad. I mean, and they reference it all the time. You don't need to incorporate that stuff into storylines, and that's the type of thing that we cover it all the time. Whenever somebody makes a wish, we put the good and the bad. That's another thing.
Well, then they do video packages showing it. That's fine, but not in the middle of a storyline, middle of a promo that's building up a fight. To make sure everybody knows he's a good guy and a hard worker. We already know that. Everybody knows Cena's a dedicated company man. He works his ass off. Nobody has a problem with that. They have a problem with the fact that he's been shoved down your throat for 12 years, that he has a character that people are sick of and they don't like, but they're forced to deal with it as the main focus year after year after year.
Just remember, guys, after SummerSlam, he's taking a break. So you'll be without him unless they have him on TV, and they're probably going to have him on TV to cut promos. Even after surgery.
When are they turning that fucker heel? Are they ever going to turn him heel before
they had the chance at, WrestleMania? Right before WrestleMania?
Yeah, in Miami 2 years ago. They could have done it. Rock was in town. Right? They could have had him turn heel. But yeah, it would be such a...
It's all about merchandise, though, man. You turn him heel, and all the kids, you know what I mean? It's like, why do I want Cena's gear when he's a bad guy?
And it's merchandise and ticket sales, because little kids might not be as inclined to go to buy a ticket to see a show if their favorite guy is no longer their favorite guy. You know. But that promo, Daniel Bryan, I thought really shined very well in that match. He did the wrestler versus sports entertainer thing, which has been done to death. Punk did it with Cena recently. The Rock and Cena did the thing where the clothes he wears, the way he talks, the way he carries himself. It's the same rehashed shit over and fucking over again. But like you said, it was very passionate, a lot of emotion, so it was the right promo to do. But I think Daniel Bryan, he made some really good points.
Can I, speaking of making good points, and we say this week after week after week, you guys can submit rapid fire right now at facebook.com/RyanClark.WZR. But Boone let you guys know earlier tonight that we're live, and we can't be reading.
Maybe live.
We can't be reading these long-ass paragraphs on the rapid fire. It seems like no matter how many times we say it, we get big old paragraphs from people. Right. I think from now on, if you're going to leave something more than like one or two lines, we got to skip it. I don't mean to be a dickhead, but we just can't. I mean, I'm looking at some of the rapid fire now, and there's like fucking an entire paragraph. And we can't just limit it to one or two lines, and then we'll be able to take it. Otherwise, we're going to have to skip it. Like, I don't mean to be a dick, you know what I mean? But try to limit it. If you guys want to submit rapid fire,
go to facebook.com/RyanClark.WZR. Yeah, and the damn shame is, I just read it. That's a pretty good point you're making, Brian Parker. I'm going to start doing that stuff let's see if it distracts you. I mean, forget the phone calls. But you're always over here scratching your fucking nuts in front of me, and you're over here doing this.
Why do you have to reset? Right? Not a couple
seconds to go. Yeah, Asa just can't help himself. Same as in the chat. He has to make 8
We got to ignore him. Yeah. We got to ignore him.
And that's what I was trying to say. The damn shame is if you read it, it's good points you're making. It's good questions. But my God, we're not going to sit here and read a book that's boring. You know?
Let's see. We had Fandango and R-Truth. God, I mean, talking about this last night, and then Blue said, something's going to happen. They got to do something. I said, this is the filler match, man, before the main event. This was pointless, man. They had Fandango come out. They had R-Truth come out. And, it's pointless.
They did a dance, and then Fandango got thrown to the outside and just left. That was it.
20-man battle royal.
We'll get backstage. Paul Heyman, we mentioned earlier, said he was having second thoughts about calling Punk out for a fight, and that led us to the 20-man battle royal. And the final four were Ryback, Mark Henry, RVD, and I can't remember the fourth guy. Another big fucker, I think. Not important. Anyways, Mark Henry and RVD were the last two, and the crowd was very into RVD. I mean, they were hot as shit for that guy. So the right guy won. I thought for a second they were going to give it to Henry, but then I started picturing Henry in the pre-show, and I was like, no, they're going to save him for that tag match. Either way, they both teamed up to threw Ryback out, which left them to each other. RVD got crotched on the top rope. You never go to the top rope in a Royal Rumble Battle Royal. That's Royal Rumble Battle Royal 101. RVD goes to the top rope, and Henry crotches him. Henry goes to charge at him. RVD ducks, pull the rope down, and then Henry went flying over the rope. So RVD got the win there, which gave him the shot at Dean Ambrose at the SummerSlam kickoff show this Sunday before the pay-per-view.
Yeah, that match on paper looks pretty good. The main event we had
quick after the match is where Big Show came back.
Yeah, Big Show made his return, and then Shields music hit. They wound up coming out. It was Mark Henry and Rob Van Dam were in the ring. Mark Henry came back and, said good job, Rob Van Dam, and didn't do any turn or anything like that. So
he got it backwards. It was just RVD and Henry still. Then the Shield came out, and then after that, Big Show came out.
Then after that, Big Show wound up coming out. So it was kind of a 3-on-3. The Shield wound up going back through the crowd. And
Big Show, who was working at the Performance Center, looks to be in pretty good shape too.
Yeah, we put some photos up too of Big Show. Lost a lot of weight during this time off.
Where can I see those photos?
WZROnline.com/photos. And then the main event segment was everybody knew Big Show was coming back because the previous night Big Show was at the WWE live event in Oakland, California. Main event was supposed to be Paul Heyman and CM Punk in a street fight. I believe it was a street fight. I think that was the stipulation.
Yeah, they just
they went way long last night, man. It was about 11. I think they went off there at 11:14 or.
It was like 5 after before they even started anything.
Yeah.
So you knew it wasn't going to last long.
Yeah. So first things first, I mean, Paul Heyman brought out Brock Lesnar, and the basic.
We showed that video package from SmackDown, which was
was a great
video. Yeah, you could tell that Lesnar was coached by Heyman. He didn't say something stupid in that promo. He actually had a very good promo. He talked about being an NCAA champion, a former UFC champion, and he said size does matter.
It was good stuff. The whole gist of the promo was Paul Heyman, like Boom said earlier, there was a backstage segment where he was kind of second guessing that he was going to be on a street fight with CM Punk as the main event tonight. So instead, it was going to be Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman against CM Punk. Yeah. So if CM Punk wanted to come out and face Paul Heyman, he's going to have to go through not only Paul Heyman, but Brock's here.
Yeah, he basically said they set a trap all along, which we find out later Punk was setting the trap. But Heyman's phrases were, you can be one of two things. You can be a smart coward and not come out here, stay backstage and don't get killed, or you can be a dumb hero and killed by the beast and Paul Heyman. Which I like the fact that stupid hero, whatever. What did I say?
Dumb hero.
Dumb hero.
I'm just saying. That's exactly what.
Oh, that was a stupid hero.
I'm just saying. Punk said.
Okay, no, Heyman said. But I like the fact that Brock Lesnar being a Punk is supposedly more even. Just the addition of Heyman makes it that much. Like, what the fuck Heyman gonna do? Like, if Brock can beat up Punk, that's mismatch enough. Adding Heyman, you should be able to hit Heyman with one punch, and then it's just back to you and Brock. Like, what the fuck does adding Heyman to the mix make it that much more dangerous?
Well, adding Heyman to the mix at SummerSlam is a mouthpiece for Brock Lesnar. I mean, Paul Heyman.
Yeah, that's Paul Heyman makes part.
Right, but Paul Heyman makes the entire angle leading up to the fight all that much.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying
about tonight on Raw.
I'm talking about the fight itself. He's like, you could be dumb and fight both of us,
right? As
opposed to Sunday where he's just going to fight Brock. Heyman isn't anything. Heyman's nothing as far as physicality.
It was just a way to hype the match. It was basically this.
Yeah, I know why they did it.
This is a way to hype SummerSlam. You know what I mean? It was. I know
exactly what
I love Heyman. I mean, Heyman on your TV screen, you can't go wrong.
Yeah, that's not what I'm saying. I
know what you're saying, dude. I'm just saying Heyman on your TV screen, though. You can't go wrong.
No.
A Paul Heyman promo, give Paul Heyman a mic. I'll listen to that dude for all 3 hours of Raw.
But I'm saying, take it out of the storyline. Pretend it's a real fight.
Yeah, no doubt.
If Brock can beat up Punk and it's that big of a mismatch, and then it's a real fight in real life. Forget TV, forget storylines. If we're having a real street fight, right. Brock would kill Punk.
Right.
Okay? Now, Brock and Heyman should, the way they put it over, would doubly kill Punk. And Heyman ain't going to do nothing physically. What the fuck is
it's basically what Boo's saying is Brock Lesnar is 99%. Paul Heyman is 1%.
Exactly.
And what is Paul? But they tried to make it out last night on Raw that Brock Lesnar was 50%. Paul Heyman was the other 50%. It doesn't
that
work.
Really screwy, because like we joked about the other week, people said, I'm going to give it 110%.
Yeah.
Brock's still 99% in that way. But now adding Heyman, they got 150% because he's 51% added on to Brock's already 99%. Yeah, Heyman ain't shit.
It was stupid.
I'll take Heyman's at 2 seconds.
Oh, there it is. I knew we were going to get it. It's been a couple weeks since we've heard I'll kick your ass.
You seem let down. I don't know why I said it. Like, you seem not let down. He says last week after the show.
I asked you last week, right? Yeah.
Off there.
Right.
Yeah. Right. He said, where was your catchphrase? No kicking anybody's ass in 2 seconds.
Right. It's been a couple of weeks, too, man.
Well, I try and do them organically. I don't like to just have an excuse to say it.
Yeah. Well, when we were doing the audio, we'd hear it like 6 times per show.
Especially
on the video, we don't get it anymore.
If I can tell something's annoying you, I try and, especially if something gets worn out, I have found that if it gets worn out...
Can I itch my balls?
Yeah.
Well, I do that?
I'm just saying for the camera, I keep looking, it looks like I'm staring at your dick the whole fucking show.
Well, what are you looking down? No, you're looking...
I'm right here, and then I see a hand, so, whatever.
Well, my hand, it's like I don't know, men scratch the balls. You guys in the chat room scratch balls?
I just had to say so people didn't think I'm staring at your dick.
All right, so the end of Raw was basically CM Punk's music hits, right? CM Punk comes out, but he doesn't come down the entrance.
Right? I missed it.
He comes out from the backside, and he grabs the camera on the way in. He grabs the camera. He comes in from the backside. He grabs the camera, and he takes out Brock Lesnar. So Lesnar's down. Then he goes out. Paul Heyman starts running off the rampway. CM Punk chases after him, and that's where Curtis Axel, Michael McGillicuddy, whatever you want to call him, comes out. Punk takes him out and throws him into the Titantron, or the big step on top of the stage, and Paul Heyman runs to the back, and that was
the way scot-free.
And then Raw goes off the air with CM Punk on stage.
So I was going to say, because I didn't see it, because I was working as we explained earlier, but the way I had heard it, I could hear it from your room. and he's got a camera. I thought, and my idea is better than what they did. If you said he just grabbed the camera, because I thought he was pretending to be a cameraman, and then the reveal was that.
I don't think so. Right?
That would have been
right,
cooler,
guys?
though, right? No, I don't think they did that either. But that would have been cool.
That would have been pretty bad.
It's like the old Steve Austin's in the fucking in the driver's seat. You don't realize it until you close the ambulance door. And he turns around and attacks it,
and there
punks the cameraman, and all of a sudden, boom, there he is.
I think you guys correct me in the chat if I'm wrong, but Punk came in from the audience, hopped over the guardrail, and then grabbed the camera, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Which is not as cool as what I was thinking yet.
Right.
That would have been pretty clever, actually.
Yeah, no doubt. To have what Boone's saying is obviously have CM Punk disguised as a cameraman.
You don't realize it until
right. But that's what happened. He came out, ran into the crowd. So that was a Raw. It was a pretty good Raw.
Top to bottom, we don't do school letter grades anymore. What would you give it?
No, I did give it in the chat room last night. I gave it a solid B.
Solid B? I'll give you that.
Yeah, not bad. I mean, it was the go home show to SummerSlam. The only thing I don't like about SummerSlam is going into last night's Raw. We had what? 4 confirmed matches? 3 confirmed matches? They added 3.
If we're saying what did they add? They added. Well, they really added 1, or no, 2, because of the Divas singles match. They confirmed a few that we already knew, like Rose and Sandow.
And then SmackDown tonight.
Yeah, with the tag match confirmed, I would assume.
But you're keeping SmackDown tonight, right, bro? And SmackDown airs on Friday night. You've only got 3 days until SummerSlam, and you still don't have your confirmed matches?
Yeah. You should go into the last week of Raw and SmackDown with the entire card. No, that's what they used to do, and they break and have JR and the King run each match down and hype it up with video packages.
They're still making matches on the show.
That's ridiculous.
To the second biggest pay-per-view of the year.
Second biggest, third biggest, whatever we want to call it. I mean, I enjoy Royal Rumble most, but I think they promote SummerSlam.
I mean, with the Royal Rumble, I mean, with SummerSlam, they go out to Los Angeles. They're doing the Access festivities, where you've got that whole weekend where they close off the streets and they do a bunch of stuff. I mean, that's their big number 2 pay-per-view.
They treat it like the number 2. I think Royal Rumble is perceived as number 2 by the fans. No matter how much they try and say SummerSlam is the second biggest. They call it the WrestleMania of the summer. Right, whatever. All right, so that was Raw. You said solid B.
I'll give you a solid B. I'll go solid B as well from Monday Night Raw last night. Now, we got about 10 minutes to get to rapid fire. I'll do one final refresh here. Like I said, we're going to skip over these long ones, guys, and I don't mean to be a dickhead. Who doesn't mean to be a dickhead either, but we can't read these whole paragraphs.
I mean, I can if you don't want to. I don't know.
We can skim through them.
I have no good reason. But real quick before we do that, Time Warner still has not cleared Fox Sports 1, man.
I know.
How pissed are we going to be and it's a fucking loaded card. If you could bring it up, I don't know if you want to or not, but I mean, we're talking Chael Sonnen versus Shogun.
You know where to get it, we can bring it up.
I'll
yeah, it is. It's coming up, basically, for those unaware, the Time Warner is in a dispute with Viacom, who owns...
Not just Time Warner. DirecTV doesn't have it. It's Viacom and the cable companies in general.
Right. And they basically, currently they charge 88 cents per customer. They want over $2, which is fairly ridiculous. And Time Warner is basically saying, screw you. You're not gonna almost triple your delivery charge. So there's a dispute ongoing right now. I have Showtime and HBO here. I don't even get Showtime, and I pay a monthly fee
CBS
to get I pay a monthly fee to get Showtime, and we go to the channel up here, and it's completely blocked. So I'm going to call Time Warner tomorrow. They gave us Stars or some other
something as a consolation
in place of it, but. Yeah, so there's a big dispute. And the moral of the story is we don't have it up here.
What if there was
and look at the card.
What if Elite XC was still around, if Strike Force? It was on Showtime. We would need that for work.
Right.
And we wouldn't be able to watch it because these fuckers can't decide if we want $10 billion or $9 billion.
Not only that, but this is a brand new network that, they're going to put,
this is their debut.
Fox Sports 1, they're going to put NFL games, baseball games, everything.
NBA.
And the UFC, I mean, look at the UFC card. It's ridiculous.
That's what I was going to say. I mean, are you ready for this? We got Chael Sonnen, who all pro wrestling fans should know by now. He's the best talker in MMA, maybe the best talker in sports entertainment in general. Chael Sonnen versus Shogun. Come on, what are we talking about? Alistar Overeem. Alistar Overstream. We'll do that on camera now. Alistar Overstream. Hey, Alistar Overstream. He said, "Hey, Mr. Bain, I had a question for you about the mixed martial arts competition. This past weekend on the cable channel, Alistar Overstream had a fight. Yeah, but anyways, Alistar Overstream versus Travis Brown. Awesome heavyweight fight. Uriah Faber, everybody should know him.
Yeah.
Versus somebody I don't fucking know. But Matt Brown and Mike Powell, that's a great fight. He's still 11.5 star over stream. Uriah Hall from the last of the Ultimate Fighter. He had that crazy spinning back kick knockout that looked like the most dangerous knockout ever.
Matt Brown, a lot of people don't. He's
versus Mike Powell, both those guys. Yeah. Versus John Howard and then Joe Lozon. A lot of people know him. And then look, let's go down. Even the prelims.
Oh, here I got it.
I was there, but we got Brad Pickett versus Michael McDonald, Conor McGregor, who is they're really hyping this kid up from Boston, Max Holloway, Mike Brown, old WC champ,
yeah, no doubt,
Diego Brandao, the fucking Facebook fights. We got Manny Gambrin versus Cole Miller, Anthony Ninja was on there. I mean, it's a crazy card. If they don't fucking figure out how many billions of dollars is enough to clear this shit, I'm gonna be pissed.
This is the one in Boston as well. There's been a lot of issues. Dana White came out today and said basically all these red tape issues that Boston
he's from Boston, so he loves to go to Boston.
Yeah,
he said from now on I still love to go to Boston, but it's not fights. I like to go to Boston for friends. Go back there really quick. The last point I was gonna make was
we were talking about Boston.
Boston. The Las Vegas Culinary Union. There's the whole reason they can't get cleared in New York, sanctioned in New York rather. They tried fucking with Sonnen because of the past issues with the visa. With his license to fight, but it was because of
that's the license. That's what I meant.
Because of TRT, testosterone replacement therapy.
Right.
Yeah, they tried getting them not unsanctioned. They tried fucking that whole main event up at the last minute, the Las Vegas Culinary Union.
So that's pissed Dana off.
Yeah, because they're stopping them from going to New York. Now they're trying to fuck this. It's like they have a personal vendetta against. Probably they do because Dana goes out and talks shit and keep it, quiet and just hope for the best. But anyways, that's UFC this time.
There you go. All right, let's do some rapid fire questions real quick. We got about 5 minutes. We can run a couple of minutes late tonight because SmackDown, we're going to be awake way
I'm up all night.
Late anyways. Anthony Remy, what is the deal with Raw and SmackDown? Could have new homes in 2014. Vince is looking for big buyers, and one of those prospects could be Viacom and Spike TV. It's an interesting point. The current contract for at least Raw, I believe, runs through 2014. USA Network is very happy with Monday Night Raw. Obviously, when it comes time to get into contract renewals, Vince is going to go and talk to different networks and say, how much can you offer? How much can you offer? How much can you offer? And if somebody offers a bigger deal than the USA Network, then they're probably going to jump ship because they got to go where the money's at.
And with the way they promote that app, that screws up the interest that a lot of companies are having in because they pretty much kill off the commercial advertisers. Probably aren't as eager to sign. But also another point to make there, how long does TNA's deal with Spike and Viacom?
They've got just
right? So they're not going to Spike.
They're not going anywhere anytime soon.
I'm saying WWE wouldn't go to Spike with TNA over there.
They could though. They could because Spike TV. It's once again, it's all about the money. Even if
I'm saying WWE wouldn't do it because whether they like it or not, Spike is going to promote
TNA and Raw together. Yeah, there's going to be a cross promotion.
Absolutely. Like for example, Fight Master just got moved to Thursday night behind Impact.
Right, because the ratings that suck.
That's how the UFC was built. Right, having the Ultimate Fighter debut after Raw. So obviously, if they're on Spike and TNA's on Spike, they're gonna fucking cross promote. They might not work together, but they did run commercials. Check out.
And Vince has got a lot of say in things, but when it comes to TV networks, the TV networks are up here and Vince is here. Yeah. Okay, I mean,
but either way, like I'm saying, Vince has the right not to even consider. Yeah, right. What he would have to.
But he's going to go around. He's going to go around and look at different networks and see where can I get the most money.
And the other thing is live sporting events. Live sporting events get great. What do they call it? When the amount of money you get from the company, the fucking
revenue.
Yeah. How much money you get to sign with the network? How much they pay you? The television fees. Right. Yeah. Right. Those are dropping like a motherfucker because of DVR.
Oh yeah,
because of shit like that. So live sporting events are very in demand right now. So they're gonna go for the biggest deal they can get there, especially with the WWE Network plans and they're a public company. So,
I think we ever see a WWE Network.
It was supposed to launch this time last year, right?
It launched like 2 years ago, right?
And they still talk about it at every quarterly investment.
Although they've been backing off lately, man. In the last couple of conference calls, or the
they mentioned it briefly last.
Right.
That's because they have to. If people ask about it, they have to answer.
Well, the only person that's really been able to make a network, you guys are probably going to fucking make fun of me. Oprah, bro. Oh, Oprah Winfrey Network. My God, she's just in the last couple of months, I read a story that she's now breaking even. She's making a profit. She was breaking even. Yeah. She was way under before. Then she was breaking even, and now the network is profitable. But she's had that network for, God, 4 or 5 years now.
Well, Howard Stern, you got to throw up to him too. Howard TV, they're doing already.
Are they? Yeah. That's a big subscription, though. Howard TV.
So the OWN
network? No, OWN network is not. OWN network is an actual network. We can put it on right now.
But you have to have that cable package, right? I mean,
it comes with standard cable and basic cable, like an ESPN, like an USA network. OWN is part of basic standard cable. Yep, we get it on there. But it's all women's TV shows, you know what I mean? So
it's like another Lifetime or something.
Exactly.
Michael Woolen's in the chat, or Woolen, I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong, says, does it seem as if the World Heavyweight Championship has become a mid-card belt? Every belt is a mid-card belt. I mean, come on, the belts don't mean shit these days. No matter how hard they try, they just don't.
WWE title is the main belt in that company, you know. I mean, Raw's the flagship show, SmackDown's the TV show. Main title is on Raw, WWE title.
And the fact is that World Heavyweight title is the old WCW NWA belt, and they're never going to make that more important than their own homegrown WWE belt.
Right, exactly. Christopher Brown, what's the plan for the Wyatts once Kane is dispatched to film Evil 2? No predictions, but what?
You stick right here.
We're right here, Christopher Brown.
Oh, I see. You scroll. Okay.
Well, what's the plan for the Wyatts once Kane is dispatched to film Evil 2? Obviously, they're going to have to figure something out. Yeah, when did he leave to film
soon?
Is it soon?
Yeah, they started casting for that movie this past week, so they don't have to do it now, but very soon you would, and I'm assuming the Wyatt family would be the guys that injure him.
If I had to guess, I would say the Wyatts against the Shield. But the Shield is a heel group right now. The Wyatts are a heel group, so how do they go about that?
Well, they seem to be, like, at one point we were trying to guess who would be the tag team, because Big Show didn't seem to be returning last night, and Henry seemed to be. We were thinking it's going to be the winner of the Usos Real Americans match. And then I had brought up the point, well, maybe it'll be Bray Wyatt that came. Maybe they'll do the Luke Harper, Eric Rowan tag run at the titles. And maybe they'll do them as a tag team. And then Bray as a single star the same way the Shield does.
They're going with Dean Ambrose.
Yeah, so they could go that route too. Yeah. But, okay, Ranjit Kahal? Ranjit Kahal. What are your predictions for UFC? They say Shogun versus Sonnen and Overeem versus Brown are the two you listed.
I am not a big fan of Chael Sonnen. I never have been. Boom, you know that. Listen, the dude is great. He should be a pro wrestler, man. He cut a promo like you wouldn't believe. He sells the fight. He's great at building up a fight.
He's a good analyst too when he's serious.
He's a great analyst.
When he does the serious box stuff, he's great.
Yeah. I've never been high on him. I know that he used to have been awesome, man. But the last couple of fights, been on a losing streak. He's lost his last
fight. Look what John Jones, Anderson Silva twice.
I get it.
Come on.
I get it. And I'm very high. I've talked about it on here before. I am very high. My two main guys right now in UFC are Dan Henderson and Shogun.
Really?
So I'm going Shogun here. No doubt about it.
No, I'm not saying Shogun.
I would bet you some money on that.
Oh, I don't know if I bet against you. No. Here's what it comes down to. Can Sonnen get the takedown? Yeah. Let me just look at here. If Sonnen can get the takedown, he should be able to win, because I don't see Shogun tapping. Let me take that back. Sonnen sucked at submission defense. Shogun's got a black belt. Yeah, I got to go with Shogun as a safe bet, because also, don't forget, Sonnen's usually a 185 fighter, and he's going up to 205, or he's staying at 205 after the Jones fight, so he's going to be out of his weight class here, even though his naturally should be 205.
And what was the other fight?
Travis Brown, Alistair Overstream.
I got to go Alistair Overstream.
That's fun too, because Alistair looked great against Brock, but that was Brock. He looked like trash against Bigfoot, but I think it's ever since, he obviously was juicing. The guy was on steroids, and you look at his body. He used to be a light heavyweight. Now he's a giant, freaky fucking heavyweight. And then if you compare, I'm going to start doing that when you're going on a rant.
I'm listening to
phone calls. I'm playing with your nuts.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, Alistair Overeem, I can't even say his name regularly now. If you look, he's off steroids. He fought very bad in his last fight. He can't be on steroids this time either. So was it the steroids winning those fights or him? Obviously, he's got the skill, but either way, I'd say it's the closest fight that people think. In the end, I got to go Overeem. I can't pick him.
Yeah, I'm going Overeem. So Shogun for you and Overeem.
We got the same pick.
I'm spoken to the camera.
I'm waiting for making a serious point. You're very passionate.
You're an asshole. All right, Paul Velasquez. I like how the Wyatt family is being booked in these promos. Also, and these promos are awesome.
Oh man!
Do you think there will be more additions to the Wyatt family down the line? Dude, the Paul Velasquez is asking. Do you think there will be more additions to the Wyatt family down the line? That's what I don't think so. I don't think so, man.
I mean, look at the ad that would look normal in that group.
They were asking the same thing about the Shield too, right? They were asking the exact same thing about the Shield. When were we going to
have the Shield? You throw a vest on somebody. The Wyatts had a look. You know what I mean? They all had the beards. They all look like country bumpkins. And who's going to fit in there? I don't know.
Right. Alrighty, back to the rapid fire.
AJ Clark says, with the 5-on-5 match, you're going to get up and scratch it. It's the 5-on-5 match, and the person who gets pinned or submitted has to leave TNA. You know if anybody's contract is expiring either in the main event Mafia or the Ace.
Thinking about that.
Oh, by the way, AJ Clark is Ryan Clark's biggest fan.
You know, I mean, we haven't heard of anybody's contract coming up, but I mean that is the stipulation, right? Somebody he gets. All right, you got me twice, man. Payback's a bitch, I guess.
I haven't had a phone call saying that next to you.
Well, you don't have a telephone. I gotta keep my phone on. You know that.
Yeah, I know, but you don't have to take a call.
I didn't. I ignored it the first time, and they called back, and I said, "You know what?"
No. I meant when you took the call. You instead of I said you're sitting here distracting me, so you got up and just moved right there instead. You went from here to there. I said I was in the middle of trying to make a point, and you said, "Hold on," and you got up and you walked away so that I could make my point, but you just walked right there and made your phone call. You stood there and talked.
And that was during the break. You called back during the break, not on air. I sat here and we took the phone call.
You went over there. You watched the archive. You went over there, and then you came back on speaker.
Did I? Okay. So 5-on-5. No, we don't know of any contracts expiring.
Yeah, Magnus was 3 times. His could have been, but not anymore.
Yeah, they're gonna have to get rid of somebody. I mean, it's probably maybe they're getting surgery, maybe somebody's injured.
Yeah. Or they do an injury angle. And it's not going to be 5-on-5 anymore, no matter what I would think.
Matt Johnson, we're going overtime, guys. 10:05 Eastern Time. Stick around if you can. Matt Johnson, I love Total Divas. Ain't ashamed to admit it. I do too, man. I'm a big fan of reality TV, and I'm a big fan of the show, even though it is really, really scripted. I think everything has been getting awesome, and every week I'm left wanting more. That's a good thing. Ratings are on the rise every week. Do you think there will be another season?
I think so.
Yes. I think if the ratings keep going up, there will be another season. We know that E! Network is very happy with the current success right now. Not only that, but the Kardashians came on after Total Divas this past Sunday night.
I thought they come on before, right?
They were on Sunday night. I know that because some Total Divas went off the air.
Maybe they replay. I know they come on before because the first week the thing was how much did they retain, and they lost a lot of viewers from the Kardashians, but they're not going to keep up.
Well, then maybe they do it before and they air it.
I think they replay after. I watched. Did you watch the Kardashians? Oh God! Yeah, you like reality TV though. I hate reality TV. I can't watch girly shit like that. I mean, I've watched every week, but not live. I download it afterwards. I watch whatever the hell else I want to watch at that point. But I do watch it for work's sake. I don't enjoy it, and I'm not just saying that to sound manly. I think the show is way too girly. It's way too fucking drama. I just hate all that shit.
He doesn't like reality TV.
He likes reality.
He was out here watching, what was it, Breaking Bad?
Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Come on, let's go to the chat room. Which is better?
I heard
Which is better, Keeping Up with the Kardashians or Breaking Bad?
No, listen, I can't argue that, dude. I'm not a fan of the Kardashians. I don't watch it.
Well, I mean, okay, reality TV, any reality show you can name. Breaking Bad is better.
It was on my TV on Sunday night. I had Total Divas on. I went back to work right after Total Divas, and the Kardashians were on the back.
Yeah, but
so when I say I watched it, it was on in my right ear.
But you said you like reality TV. What's the best reality TV show in the world?
The best reality.
Because I watch America's Got Talent. That's for Howard Stern.
My favorite. I don't know if it's the best, but my favorite is Donald Trump's Celebrity Apprentice.
Yeah, you might get some votes in there. I still think Breaking Bad blows that out of the water. But
wait, Breaking Bad's not reality TV, right?
No, that's a drama. Very, very good drama. Ultimate Fighter's reality, I watched that too. Fight Masters reality, I watched that. Yeah, any sports,
good, no doubt.
Any sports I watch.
I like the stuff on that Naked in the Parade where they put the people out in the wilderness.
Oh, I've seen a preview for that one. Yeah.
They do that. That's a pretty good new one that I like. There's a bunch of them out there. Anything, the ones where they're swamp people, where they're out and they're catching the alligators and they're looking for all that stuff. I like stuff.
You like nature stuff too. I hate all that.
I'm big into that. All right, back to rapid fire.
To the point though, Total Divas probably will get a second season because, like you said, the ratings have risen every single week. Both E and WWE send press releases every week bragging about how great the numbers are, especially in the demos and stuff. Right. So yeah, probably another season. Jordan the Champ Veo says, do you guys think that Dolph Ziggler's push will continue after SummerSlam, or do you think his push is dead? Or do you think his push is dead? I don't think he's being pushed right now. He wasn't even on Raw. He's in a mixed tag match after being a world champion. He's not being pushed right now. So will it continue?
I think they gave him the world title, and he got that concussion. Jack Swagger. We seemed to be joking about that last night on Twitter with Swagger. But he got that concussion, and it fucked him, man. I mean,
he said that in the interview, too. It killed a lot of his momentum.
He had his chance, and that concussion fucked him.
And they let Big E Langston cut a promo last night on Raw.
I didn't see that.
It was a pre-tape. Well, when they come to the ring, they'll throw a box up, and they'll show the guy doing an interview from earlier. Like they used to do all the time back in the 90s. They did that, and Langston had a pretty quick minute promo. It was good. He gets the thing where he does.
Oh, it was the backstage promo. It was backstage. It wasn't in the ring, right? It was backstage.
You were taking the dog out, but he was walking to the ring, and as he's walking to the ring, they show a video. They put a box up of him doing a promo. It was good. Either way, my point is, after this, hopefully we get a single Dolph Ziggler Langston match, or at least get Ziggler completely away from all that shit and let him get a push Dolph.
Let him go back to the main event.
He was getting over like Rover, man. Remember the pop when he won the belt?
Yeah,
fucking insane.
Everybody wanted him to cash in, and he finally did. He got that huge pop, and he was on a roll, and then he got the concussion, and bang.
Nobody works harder than that. I mean, name somebody who takes harder bumps. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, he's definitely a great in-ring worker. Vincent Nugent, this one's kind of Ryan and Matt, what are your thoughts on the Hardcore Justice 2013 Team's edition of Impact Wrestling this Thursday night? Overall, will be a good show, bad show? I think it's going to be a great show. I mean, with all the gimmick matches, you got the tables match, you got the cage match, you got the 5-on-5. You got all that stuff. I don't see how it can be a bad show.
Whereas I was going to say, I don't see how it can be bad with the card they have. Right. What they do in between matches, maybe they'll. What they do with fewer T's and Rampage and
leads us into the next question.
So the next one from Nick Dodge. He says, do you think fewer T's will interfere with the main event of TNA and let Bully regain the title?
I do think, you know what? I think Bully Ray takes the title on Thursday.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I hope so. Chris Sabin has no business being a world champion.
The guy, when he cuts a promo, dude, he tries so hard, but it's like, I told you that the AJ Styles, like when AJ Styles cuts a promo, it's so flat,
Raw, yeah.
It's the same thing with Chris Sabin, man, but he tries so hard. They're both great in-ring workers.
They got AJ Styles doing the old Crow Sting stuff, too. It's completely rip-off. But I thought the promo he did 2 weeks ago backstage was pretty good. AJ Styles. Yeah, I thought so.
And he's got that accent, too.
That accent kills. Same as Cody Rhodes with the list, same as Jack Swagger with the list.
Kevin Espargesi, so is it true that you and Matt Boone are the next Billy and Chuck tag team?
Oh, they were gay. At the gay wedding?
No, ain't no gay shit going on here.
Ryan Parker, should I read this big one?
Yeah, you said you do it.
Ryan always thinks everything is going to be a letdown. Have you seen past Inferno matches? They still do Irish whips against the ropes, etc. The fire stays low, but every time they did a big move, flames would shoot up. Same concept as Inferno match, but no person being set on fire. People should be happy. It's something. Happy. Okay. People should be happy at something different, don't you think?
It's something different. I've seen past Inferno matches. I haven't seen Inferno matches in the PG era, which is a big-time, toned-down version of the Attitude Era. Back when WWE was good, what do we get this Sunday? Hey, listen, I'm all for it, man. Ring of Fire, like I said earlier, man. Casual fans, they're going to tune in thinking, wow, the whole ring's going to be on fire. It's going to be awesome, man. We'll see what happens.
Little kids will definitely want to.
Listen, I hope that they don't disappoint me, but I'm going into the show with very low expectations. If they prove me wrong, then I'm all for it, man.
Who was that? That was Chris Benoit. Prove me wrong. But we can skip that one. We're talking all about that. Ryan Ennis, I think the Fry Gal says, Why did the cookie go to the hospital? Because he felt crummy.
I've heard that one before.
What do you call a pig that does karate? A pork chop.
Cheesy jokes. I heard the crumb one.
Well, what kind of cheese is not your cheese?
Nacho cheese!
Cheesy jokes.
Arturo Velasquez Jr. I like the fun day.
We'll give him one refresh. How about these two? We'll do one refresh and then that's
it. No doubt. Arturo Velasquez Jr. Hey guys, given the fact that Cena will miss time, is it a guarantee that he will lose the WWE championship this Sunday? I think there were already plans in place for him to drop the title at Sunday SummerSlam, and this is just more of a way to further that, where you can go out, you can drop the title, you can go out, you can have the surgery, take the time off, and then come back and be healed up.
So I say definitely drops the title. Now, they might do the semi-swerve and have him beat Daniel Bryan, and it looks like he's retaining it. Then Orton Cass is going to take it from him. One way or the other, he's not leaving with the belt, in my opinion.
Right. A couple more here, guys.
Where will
Jose Espinoza? Where will Samurai? Did I do the last one? Yeah, I did. Where will Samurai del Sol? When will Samurai del Sol debut? When and where?
Is she WWE?
He?
Who's the one I'm thinking of? Sarah
Del Rey.
Okay, yeah.
Sarah Del Rey. She's a trainer down in NXT.
Gotcha.
They have no plans to make her a diva in WWE. She doesn't really have the diva look anyways. But she's a trainer down in NXT right now, developmental. And we'll see what happens when they go with her. Or with Samurai Del Sol. I'm guessing they're going to take the mask off him before they bring him up, kind of like El Generico. They're going to give him a brand new ring name and everything else. But these guys go down to development first, and then they're eventually called up to the main roster of Raw and SmackDown. So he's got, it's not like he's green. I mean, the dude's been working overseas and the Indies for, years now. So you would think that he's going to be down there a lot less than other people that are coming in fresh in the country. So.
Alex M. Rinskowski says UFC 164 on August 31st in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. That will be Benson Henderson versus Anthony Pettis. That's the rematch of the Showtime pick.
Anthony Pettis, yeah, man, where he came off the cage, man.
Yeah, that's the guy who did it to Benson Henderson.
Oh, really?
He's now the lightweight champion. Get that rematch. You got Josh Barnett versus Frank Mir. Josh Barnett's returned to UFC. That's a great fight. Clay Guida.
Wow, that's my boy right there.
Versus Chad Mendez.
Yeah, that's a great fight.
Brandon Vera versus Big Ben Rothwell.
Yeah,
Dustin Poirier versus Eric Pope.
Wow.
Jamie Varner and Gleison Tebow on the big ass card. That's the next one after.
No doubt. Buy rate's not going to be all that for that, though, with Benson Henderson and Anthony Pettis, man.
I think with the undercard, maybe. Yeah. And if they keep doing that kick over and over again, people might be like, oh, wow.
And the last one before we get out of here. Papi Antonio. You think Tito Ortiz will replace Kurt Angle in the 5-on-5 tag?
He claims he's Brian Clark's biggest fan. I got two of them. Nobody's my favorite.
Yeah.
Blow me all of it.
My birthday's coming up Friday. I got to play.
It's my birthday! Yay! Remember that? It's my birthday! Yay! Yeah. Do you think Tito Ortiz replaces Kurt Angle in the 5-on-5 match? As you said, no.
I think somebody asked that earlier, but
no. He's not having any matches yet.
Tito Ortiz is I mean, the guy's got no training in pro wrestling. And then we saw his promo work on Impact last week.
That's not much, but like I said, November 2nd, the fight with him and Rampage, he's not going to have him wrestling, taking bumps. They might throw some more punches and stuff like that in a match, just so they can advertise him being in a match, but there's no way they're taking bumps and having matches.
Wow. Yeah, what happened to the traffic? I mean, I understand why, because on the websites traffic is down, but man, did we suck that much that half of the chat room, not half the chat room,
like a good one?
I thought it was a pretty good one, right?
A good one. I mean,
we
always have to review. I hate that we always review ourselves. It just seems very self-involved. Like, we had a good show this week, or we had a bad show. Let them decide. And they can let us know what they thought. By in a couple of minutes here, we'll put it up. You go on to facebook.com/ Brian Clark WZR. One more time, that's facebook.com/ Brian Clark WZR. We'll ask you for your feedback. Let us know what you liked on the show. We'll do more of it. Let us know what you didn't like. We'll do less of it. This is how we get better. We custom create the show for you some bitches. WZR TV Tuesday. We want to know what you thought. Facebook.com/ Brian Clark WZR. No.
I did it.
Oh, yeah.
I was looking at the screen. I didn't have anything.
Did you blink?
But I tried not to.
Fucking cheater. He blinked. How do you say that says what? Is it blank or blink? He blinked.
He blinked.
He blinked. He blinked. No.
All right.
Swim.
We're out of here. It's gonna be a late night, like we talked about earlier. About 1:30 a.m. SmackDown.
It's gonna be a late one.
You saw the email, guys. Sending us
the correspondent. We're just waiting.
We're good to go on that. Phone calls. We're gonna work on it. Betaman86. Trust me, man. We're doing. Fingers crossed, man. We're
not this way either. Not this way. Keep cross this way.
Yeah, keep cross.
Not the west side.
Not the east side. The west side.
What's so you?
All right.
Let's say something else. We don't end on that note.
Somebody tunes in right there and they see.
They say, "Hey, turn this shit off."
What the fuck is this?
No, we make T-shirts, man. We're the real deal.
If you want one of these T-shirts,
they get them.
If you want one of these T-shirts, webmaster at ProWrestlingScoops.com. $25 for you people. They can't see what you wouldn't see. He scratches balls on me. But webmaster at ProWrestlingScoops.com. Go submit feedback, please, man. This is how we get better. This is how we improve, like Lou said, man. Facebook.com/Ryan Clark WZR. That's going to do it. We'll see you next Tuesday night, 8 to 10 Eastern Time. WZROnline.com for Matt Boone.
That's me.
This is Ryan Clark.
That's him.
Friday's my birthday.
It is.
We'll see you next Tuesday night, 8 to 10 Eastern Time on WZROnline.com.